Countdown. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
It's a few minutes after 10 o'clock. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome into it. It's the Sunday Lounge, the special mom edition. There's going to be a lot of talk. When you get a bunch of mums in studio, you can be guaranteed that you're going to hear a lot of chitter-chatter all around the program. Expect it and expect the unexpected today. So this show is dedicated to you, the mums. We've got toddlers in the studio. We're going to have more joining us between now and 12 o'clock. But no, not just 12 o'clock, because we're moms and today is Mother's Day. We're getting a longer show today. So I believe we've been told by our station manager that we can go on all the way until Zohar. So 1:45 if the mums are willing to stay or hang around. If they have to go, we understand. Mom life can be hard. It can be challenging, and you've got commitments to not only yourself, you have commitments to your kids, you have obligations to the husband, you have the in-laws, you have your own family, your own parents. So this show is for you. The entire show is dedicated to you. We want to hear from the moms that are at home. Send us WhatsApp messages throughout the program, 060-904-1056. And this is how you're going to start your messages for today. Only my mom will. That's what I want to know. Fill in the rest. Only my mom will do what? What are some of the things that only your mom did, or you loved most about your mom, or something that she did that you still makes you laugh till today, whether she's past, present? We'd love to hear about it. Some of your favorite memories with your mom. Or only my mom will what? Only my mom will stand outside in the rain and take pictures. Only my mom is going to take pictures of me sleeping, which my mom does a lot of. Is your something special? It can be about your mom. It can be about your partner. It can be about the mother of your children. Anything that you would like to share, 060-904-1056. We're also live on Facebook, so you can watch us on Radio Al Ansar Facebook page, and you can watch the action live in studio as well. It's not just me in studio today. Also, I'm joined by a few mums, and we're going to introduce them to you in a bit. If you would like to WhatsApp us at any point in the program, I'll say that number one more time, 060-904-1056. If there's certain songs that you love to listen to, maybe it's your favorite song on Al Ansar, maybe it's just a mom song, maybe it's a nasheed artist or a singer that you really enjoy, let us know which song it is, and we will try to squeeze it in and definitely play it towards the end of the program. After 12 will be your requests. You become the master behind the playlist. So from after 12, it's all the songs that you love to hear, and you set the tone. So it's mom's dedications and requests from after 12. So you're welcome to send in your messages and requests thereafter. Let's kick it off with some of the nasheeds that only Sunday Lounge knows how to do. And we're starting off with this one. This is Muhammad Sulaiman, the grandson of Yusuf Islam, with a famous song with over 15 million views. And this is Your Mother. You're going to know it the moment you hear it, and it's the one, Who Should I Give My Love To? You know how it goes. You can sing along with it. Here's the version by Muhammad Sulaiman.
Questions to the class.
Me, sir. Who should I give my love to, my respect and my honor to? Who should I pay your mind to after Allah and Rasulullah?
Number 10.
Comes your mother. Who next? Your mother. Who next? Your mother. And then your father. 'Cause who used to hold you and clean you and clothe you? Who used to feed you and always be with you? When you were sick, stay up all night, holding you tight. That's right, no other, my mother. Who should I take good care of, giving all my love? Who should I think the most of after Allah and Rasulullah? Comes your mother. Who next? Your mother. Who next? Your mother. And then your father. 'Cause who used to hear you before you could talk? Who used to hold you before you could walk? And when you fell, who picked you up? Who shall I stay right close to? Listen most to, never say no to. After Allah and Rasulullah comes your mother. Who next? Your mother. Who next? Your mother. And then your father. 'Cause who used to hug you and buy you new clothes, comb your hair and blow your nose, and when you cried, who wiped your tears, knows your face, who really cares? My mother. Say Alhamdulillah. Thank you Allah. Thank you Allah for my mother.
Salma Ghazi on Radio Al Ansar.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الحاقدين. اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين. اللهم وطهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين. اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا قوي يا متين. اللهم منزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب سريع الحساب اهزم اليهود وزلزلهم يا قوي يا عزيز.
The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab. 10 to 12. Latest machines, celebrity artist features, events, news from the Nasheed world. Top 10 countdown. Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
Setting the tone for this Mother's Day, you could expect nothing less from Nadira Chippa, who posted on her social media today. She carefully carried you inside of her, making sure each step she took was safe. She protected you even before you could be born. She literally felt and saw you grow. Your kicks disturbed her. Your weight gave her intense backache. She could see her legs swell thrice their size, and the stretch marks scarred her beautiful body. She would never again be the woman she was before you, nor would she ever want to be. She's now a mother. For every child that is born, a mother is also born. She cared for you all through the night, often staying up late, night after night, nursing you and taking care of you, even though you could not speak. She understood your cries and soothed your fears. Her baby was perfect, just perfect for her. She was so proud to see you just take your first steps as she held your hand firmly, her heart overwhelmed with happiness. When you first said mama, it was the best word she had ever heard. Hearing you say mama still makes her heart flutter. Your milestones were treasures to her. Her baby was becoming independent, yet still so dependent, and you brought pure joy to her heart. This is a mother's heart from words from Nadira Chippa, beautifully shared there on social media. Lots of dedications going out across social media. We want you to share your messages with us as well. 060-904-1056. I want to introduce the two ladies in studio that we have joining us today on this beautiful Mother's Day that have helped. There's two more to come, but we're going to welcome our first two guests, Sister Sumaya Ghafoor, to the studio, as well as Laika Rahim Ismail. Sumaya is married 24 years and she is a stay-at-home mom, and she's got 3 beautiful kids as well, much older kids, and we wanted moms from different perspectives. So she's got 1 teen and the other is much older. Also, 2 of which she's got a Hafiza as well as a Hafiz, which I love as well. And I think that is an achievement in its own as a mom. And they've also graduated, mashallah. And then you got on the other end, still to get to the graduation phase, still to get through high school and primary school, you've got Laika Rahim Ismail, another stay-at-home mom, but also a qualified teacher. So she's got another passion. And the teachers, they say, are the moms of the actual moms of the kids that spend all the time with the kids and probably get called mom many times also during the day. Sister Laika and Sumaya, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
To the listeners, if you hear a little chanter in the background, that's the toddlers that we have in studio. We got the son of Eric, who's in studio as well. So we have to praise the dads also who have to bring the kids to work at times. But we've got my son also that's joining us in studio, both the same age. So they're going to make the show in its authenticity a mom edition, because you cannot do anything without having those little voices in the background to an extent. Laika, tell me, let's start off with you a little bit. We met at a Moms and Tots class, and that's how we got to know each other. How important is it to actually, or how did you feel? How was that transition for you? Let's start there. To having your own independent life, you're working, and you come across as a type of person who's organized, you've got your life in order, and in comes toddlers. And then you have a little toddler while you're expecting your next baby. How was that transition for you?
Well, definitely from not being a parent to being a parent is a massive jump, and nothing prepares you for it. You can read all the books you want, you can listen to all the podcasts, you can talk to all the moms as well around you, but you're never really prepared, because for each one of us, I think, although it's a collective experience, it's still an individual one, and everyone's journey is so different. Everyone's child is so different. So they do throw your life into chaos, but it's a beautiful chaos. And I think most moms, if not all, will agree that you still wouldn't trade that for anything else.
Definitely.
No matter how upside down it gets, you love every moment of it, even when you're struggling.
Do you look back sometimes, Sumaya, when you see these moms running behind their toddlers and think, oh, I don't miss that phase very much?
Most definitely.
What goes through your mind? Do you ever wish, like some people say, you'll miss those days and want to go back to those days?
I thoroughly enjoy those days, but to go back to it, oh no, definitely not. I do have my sister who comes with her little one, so I'm still back in those days again when she's around, but I'm just happy with where they are right now, and I'm just fine with that. I don't think I could do this all over again. It's a hard job, and I really take my hat off to you guys, just especially because the times have changed from when we had kids to now, because the influence has changed as well. You know, with in our times, it was just playing outside and having fun and, playing soccer and going to sports. Then now it's different. Now it's like trying to get your kids to go outside. It's so difficult because they're constantly on the phone.
They want to watch something.
Oh, they've influenced by TikTok and all of these. Now they want to do dances and stuff. I'm like, this is a totally different ballgame from when my kids were little. So good luck to you guys.
That's a very interesting point, because you raised your kids. You're saying you're married over 20 years. So your kids now were not in that YouTube craze at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
So how would you feed them without YouTube?
When you sit in the restaurants, that's all you see is the kids with the little phones and they're watching all these movies. I'm like, oh my word.
No, but seriously, did you go for weddings? Did you go for functions with your kids?
We went, and it really wasn't that difficult because our kids would listen at that time. And you know what? We've had good grandparents that would take over for us when we couldn't manage. So that also helped us. I know, like nowadays, our moms are working, and it's difficult for them. It's really, I take my hat off to you guys that are working, because it's not easy having to deal with work and come home and cook a meal for your kids and see to your husband and see to your home. It's not easy. It's not easy. And you know what? Sometimes women need the help. So we need to go out there and say, you know what, please help us.
In all words, help us. That's all we need.
Yes.
Laika, you were speaking just before we came on air as well. You mentioned the point also about coming together and helping each other. How important is the help for a mom?
Personally, my mom community has been a lifesaver to me. Alhamdulillah, I'm so fortunate that I still have my own mother around. And, that makes a big difference. And I think many of us who have our own moms, we take it for granted because there's so many who don't have that privilege. And your mom helps you in a way nobody else will or can. And they love you and they understand you and they've been through it and they want to make your life easier. But apart from your mom, the friends you have around you, they build your social
the mom
life.
groups, the WhatsApp groups.
The support I get from my mom friends it's unparalleled because I'll be going through something with my toddler, teething or I don't know, whatever it may be, tantrums, a phase. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on this week. I'm pulling my hair out, X, Y, and Z. And my mom friend will be like, don't worry. My child has been through this. You're going to come through.
Here's what you got to do.
But it gives you there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
That makes a massive difference, I think.
I definitely think so too. If you're part of any mom WhatsApp group, if you have any tips or ideas of what works for motherhood in this day and age, you're welcome to share it with us as well. 060-904-1056. Somebody did say salams and special love and du'as for our darling Nanima, Amina Langri in Brickfield Road. Love always, Laika and Matina Ali from Johannesburg. We're always welcoming our lovely listeners from Johannesburg as well. This particular one was highly requested. It's one of the oldest songs, I would say. It's about 13 years old. It's Ahmed Bukhatir's Ya Ummi, and also a favorite for Sumaya as well. Beautiful meaning, and it's picturized on the journey of a son and his love towards his mother and his loyalty towards her as she is getting sick, and he's reminiscing over his responsibilities towards her.
Number 9.
أمرغ في ثرى قدميك خدي حين
Number 5.
روي الترب من دمعي سرورا في محياك فكم أسهرت من ليل لأرقد ملء أجفاك وكم أغمت من جوف لترويني بتحنان ويوم مرضت لا أنسى دموعا منك كالمطر وعينا منك سائرة تخاف علي من خطري ويوم وداعنا فجرا وما أقساه من فجري يحار القول في وصف الذي لاقيت من هجري وقلت مقالة لا زلت مدكرا بها دهري محال أن ترى صدرا أحن عليك من صدري محال أن ترى صدرا أحن عليك من صدري سوف أعود يا أمي أقبل رأسك الزاكي أبثك كل أشواقي وأرشف عطر يمناك أمرغ في ثرى قدميك خدي حين ألقاك أروي الترب من دمعي سرورا في محياك برك يا منى عمري إله الكون أوصاني رضاؤك سر توفيقي وحبك ومض إيماني سوف أعود يا أمي أقبل رأسك الزاكي أبثك كل أشواقي وأرشف عطر يمناك أمرغ في ثرى قدميك خدي أنا قد أتيت إليك ودموعي غزيرة لا تحزني يا أمّا لا فراق بعد اليوم إلا فراق الممات
Radio Al Ansar's Hajj Farewell live broadcast. Join us for a live broadcast from King Shaka Airport as we bid farewell to the Hujjaj this Sunday, the 12th of May at 3:30 and 5:30 in the afternoon. A live broadcast from King Shaka International Airport. Join us as we bid farewell to the Hujjaj only on Radio Al Ansar.
Plan your dream holiday with this specialist, World of Travel, as we pride ourselves in offering you the best in Hajj and Umrah. We also offer travel packages to the Middle East, Far East, and many more exotic destinations. Call our professional travel consultants now on 031 20 888 or view our website www.worldoftravel.co.za. Visit us at 44 Crescent Street as memorable journeys begin with World of Travel by Irshad Malik.
Sunday Lounge. The Sunday Lounge. With Salma Kazi Wahab, 10 to 12. Latest nasheeds, celebrity artist features. Events, news from the nasheed world. Top 10 countdown. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
It's the Sunday Lounge, the special Moms edition. People wishing us happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Mayroon. To all the lovely, loving moms out there, every last one of you is amazing. We wish the same for you, inshallah. May Allah keep our moms in good health and give them lots of sabr and patience with us. There's nothing worse than a grandma losing her cool with her mom in front of the kids. And my daughter wondering, how do we handle this now? Because that's a whole different dynamic for them to watch. But it's all part of motherhood. It's all part of an experience. And they said, you know, when you were small, this is what I did with you. Now you've got to automatically follow suit. It's a beautiful journey. Please share your thoughts with us as well. 060-904-1056. We have two guests in studio between the beautiful nasheeds as well, Sumaya and Laika, moms of different generations. And you've got my son with the animal sound effects in the background. Please don't mind him if you hear. We don't have chickens in the studio or anything else. We'll assure you that. Sumaya, we were chatting interestingly just before we came on. Little things that make a mom tense, you would say, or can almost cause a little bit of tension. People say, no, it's part of motherhood. She's tired. She's been feeding the whole night, or she's running behind that toddler. She's exhausted. She needs a timeout. But there are factors that contribute to that. There's financial aspects. Exactly. There's so many things that could cause tension in a mother, in her ability to fill that role. What are your thoughts on that?
No, definitely. I think if a mom doesn't have a good support system, it really makes a very big difference. Because alhamdulillah, I was lucky enough. I had my mom, I had my mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. They were always there for me. If I needed to run out, somebody would take care of them. If I needed to go for a function, somebody would take care of them. But not everybody has that. And if you don't have that strong support system, not just for your children, but for yourself, because you need to speak to somebody, am I doing it right? Is this okay? Because you're constantly questioning yourself, as especially as a new mom. You're constantly questioning yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Whatever I'm doing, is it going to affect my kids in the longer run? You know? So having that constant support from not just your parents and your family, but from your spouse as well. You know, if you've got a husband that's going to come in and say, you know what, I've had a long day, you see to the kids, but I've seen to the kids the entire day. Exactly. I need my time as well, because the only way that I can function as a mother is if I'm okay with myself. You know, so if you're not going to get that support system, it's very, very difficult to move on.
And we make dua, inshallah, for our moms. We mentioned the single moms, the moms that have to pull up the socks. They don't have a choice, even if whatever they have to, if it works, if you have to make arrangements for the extra help, the nanny. Like you've got a nanny, so you know the value of one like that. And the moms of today have those nannies. And you mentioned it's so important that it may not be what our moms did or our grannies did, but it's something that the moms of today have to do. Why is that?
Because life is so busy. There's so many responsibilities outside of the house. And inside the house, it's like you're managing the home, you're managing the children. If you've got a side business or a main business or a job, you're managing that. Then there's also the expectation for you to turn up to social events in the family, in your extended circle, to prepare, be on time, All of those things contribute. And I think we're so scared. We've been brought up to believe that you shouldn't be asking for help. You were born to be a mother. This is something you should innately be able
You have to be
handle.
strong now.
Your mother did it, your grandmother did it, they did it without help. But we also forget they had a village.
Yes.
And so when we ask for the help, it becomes a matter of, oh, but you're being too spoiled or too needy. You're too lazy. And you also feel ashamed to say, I have a nanny. Like when you're talking to other moms, you feel bad to bring it up.
Do you find judgment because of the moms that have nannies?
I think the judgment is big. It's something that I'm encountering less and less now as more people are realizing the value of it. But I still actually don't bring it up. If I'm meeting family who I haven't seen for a long time, somewhere in the back of my head is like, don't bring it up. Like, and why? Why am I ashamed of that?
Yeah.
I need the help.
Without realizing, but it's a genuine thing that moms encounter the questions. Are there certain triggers, and we're still going to get to that in a bit. You know, the triggering questions people see. You see new moms putting it on their statuses. Don't ask me if I'm breastfeeding. Don't ask me if I'm doing this. Don't take my child if he's crying. You know, the certain things that new moms encounter as well. But you are at the phase of your life now, Sumaya, where you're living your life. You're going for cruises. you're doing like all the things that we like almost. Haven't reached that stage yet, but you almost think, I wish I could. And then it's almost like you say, it's going to come. It's going to come. At what point does it come where you truly feel like, okay, there we go. Now I can live now.
I think now that my kids have finished school and at university, and they can take care of the younger sister now, I feel like, you know what, it's time for my husband and I, because our lives have always been revolved around work and the kids, and it's always been that constant. And although we may have enjoyed going out and doing things before, but now we appreciate it more. We're older, we appreciate each other's company, and we appreciate that the kids can now take care of themselves. So we can go out, enjoy ourselves, have a spa day, do whatever we want to do. And I promise you will get there.
And they're going to be there when you come back home. That's
exactly.
what you know.
Exactly. Inshallah. Exactly.
That's beautiful.
But that's something to look forward to for you guys as well. You know, like it's not always going to be this way. It's difficult when they're small. But once they get bigger, you'll see it's so much more easier, inshallah.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I think when you're thrust into this whirlwind of motherhood and parenting together, you lose sight of each other. It's so difficult to hold on to your relationship as spouses. And then sometimes you feel so despondent, like I'm not connecting with my spouse. Where's our relationship gone? Are we just now raising these children?
Definitely.
And then you forget there will come a time. It's just because of where you're at. You don't love each other any less. But there's so many other things that you've got to take care of, namely these little people. And they take so much out of you. And it's nice to hear from somebody who's been through it that no, you will...
There is life on the other side.
Yes, no, inshallah.
That they're eventually going to leave, and then you get to restart. You get to do the fun things.
Oh, definitely. You will hate each other at one stage. So, not even one stage, many times. You'll be like, oh my God, I can't handle being around this person. But then, you know what? You've just been too busy all this time. It's always too many things taking up your mind. So you don't have that time for each other. You don't have that connection. You lose that connection at times. But then you need to make that time, especially now as a young mom. I will tell you that for sure. I mean, you got to leave your kids sometime and just do something alone with your husband. And it really helps your relationship. You need that.
This is like counseling online. I feel like this is, but you know, we need it. It's a mommy helpline. If you have any questions for Sumaya or Laika, please pop us a message 0609041056. It's a Sunday Lounge Mom Edition, and we'd love to talk to you and hear from you as well. Here's another one. This song, there can be no mom show without hearing Zain Bika's voice in here as well. The song is 15 years old, millions and millions of views. It's sung originally by Nadira Ali. We know the story. It's picturized on a girl imagining a life with her mom, and then only to realize at the end she is in an orphanage. It's My Mom Is Amazing by Zain Bika, kids.
Can you make something warm for me to drink? Cause it's cold out there, she thinks. Then she walks me to school, yes, I ain't no fool. I just think my mom is amazing. She makes me feel like I can do anything. And when she's with me, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. After school, she's waiting by the gate. I'm so happy that I just can't wait to get home to tell her how my day went. Eat the yummy food only my mom makes. Then I wander up cause I don't want a bath. And we run around the house with a laugh. No matter what I say, she gets her way. I think my mommy is amazing. She makes me feel like I can do anything. When she's with me, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. In the evening she tucks me into bed, and I wrap my arms around her head. Then she tells me a tale of a girl far away who one day became a princess. I'm so happy I don't want her to leave, so she lies in bed with me. As I close my eyes, how lucky am I to have a mom that's so amazing. She makes me feel like I can do anything. When she's with me, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Then I wake up in the morning, she's not there, and I realize she never was. And I'm still here in this lonely orphanage with so many just like me. And as my dreams begin to fade, I try hard to look forward to my day.
Number 8.
But there's a pain in my heart that's a craving. How I wish I had a mom that's amazing. Would be amazing.
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
The chaos and destruction in the Gaza Strip is beyond comprehension. Virtually everyone is displaced, hungry, and in urgent need of life-saving humanitarian support. The Al-Imdad Foundation has been working tirelessly to address the health, nutrition, and water needs of the population. Our hospital, water deliveries, and hot meal programs are made possible with your support. Your donation, big or small, is a lifeline for those in dire need. Help Gaza survive. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
Salam, I'm Samiha Horeini from Palestine with my brother Muhammad. They're both an activist with an youth group called Youth of Sumud, Youth of Steadfastness. We are here together with Shamsan. We will be taking you to the heart of the struggle where we live in the South Hebron Hills in the West Bank. We will be screening our award-winning documentary Sarura, The Future is Unknown Place, that follows out activist group as we confront the violent settler community and military occupation forces. Join us for this in Durban at Ansar Hall Tuesday 14 May at 5:45 for 6 p.m.
Sunday Lounge. The Sunday Lounge. With Salma Kazi Wahab, 10 to 12. Latest machines. Celebrity artist features. Events. News from the machine world. Top 10 countdown. The Sunday Lounge. With Salma Kazi Wahab.
That's where you're at. It's a special Moms edition of the Sunday Lounge. We're live on Facebook as well. Hello to all of you watching in. Radio Al-Ansar Facebook page. Sumaya looking for the cameras. Where are they looking? Here's a camera right here. There we go. She's looking behind her. Where's the cameras in the studio? We live on Facebook as well. You can see the kids in the background. So it's a true and authentic Moms edition of the program. If you wish to message us or send any dedication or any request or anything at all, any advice, you're more than welcome to do so. 0609041056. Got a bunch of awesome songs still to come your way, all about the mom, featuring some Mahir Zain, some Muad still to come. Muhammad Yusuf, Sayed is coming in as well, and Muhammad Al Umari will come up in a bit, but we touched on it briefly and I want to go into it a little bit more. I'm going to bring you in, Laika, to talk on it first. You get to things called certain things that are triggering. You know, in this day and age, you hear the word triggering a lot. So the other generation may not understand what we're referring to. Not Sumaya, I mean older generation than that.
Gonna hurl across this table.
No, you would know because you're on social media and so forth. But if I were to say, for example, to my mom, even it's triggering me. She'd look at me almost like, "What are you talking about?" But let's just tap into that a little bit. You see a lot of moms these days. What they do is things not to say to me. You know, they have baby viewings. They've just had their baby now, so they'll put up this little thing on there. Tell me if I'm right. They'll put it up on their stories or their WhatsApp or something. What not to do when you're coming to visit me? What not to say? I could not imagine women of that generation in the past, moms in the 80s or 60s, having ever had the guts to say something like that. You would never say something like that. But nowadays, moms are being very vocal about it. Don't ask me if I'm cutting my son's hair or if I'm taking his hair off. Don't ask me when I'm doing this or don't do that. Or, you know what I mean? What would be some of the triggering things that perhaps you would feel cause moms to react in this way? Or what are they putting up typically for moms not to encounter?
So honestly, Salma, I never had any of those. I did have a notice when both my children were born, like things to do. Like if you are sick, please don't come, reschedule, please don't wear strong perfume.
That would be an obvious thing, wouldn't it? If you're sick, please don't come.
It's not. People will turn up at your house when you have a newborn and say, but I have sinuses. And I don't know if you have sinuses, to be honest. And especially when I had my son during COVID.
Yes.
So it was quite hectic. And surprisingly, that triggered many people that they were not allowed to come if they had the sniffles.
Wow.
Or that they were not allowed to hold the baby. Some people actually said to me, then they're not coming to visit me and the baby because they can't hold the baby. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't honestly have things about, don't talk to me about X, Y, and Z. I do honestly feel like sometimes people just try to make conversation. Sometimes they don't mean anything by it. And it's just a way for them to try to connect with you. And what else do they ask you when you have a newborn? What they've come to see you and your newborn. But I think it does get triggering if it's a touchy subject with that particular mother. Like breastfeeding is a very touchy subject. Some people can't breastfeed. It's difficult for many reasons. And then they feel judged and they feel inadequate. It's a feeling. It's a normal feeling. I don't know if I hadn't been able to breastfeed, I would have felt the same way. And so maybe that's why you get tired of hearing, are you breastfeeding? Why aren't you breastfeeding? Breast is best. And then as a mom, you kind of like, well, please stop asking me that question because it's mentally draining. Or even as they're growing, as toddlers, they'll ask you, what are they eating? Why aren't they eating X, Y, and Z? They're 6 months old now.
You must give them this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you must let them get sick. Let them play in the rain because they'll get sick and build their immune system. And you kind of like, but I'm the one taking
building
care
the immune system.
of the sick child for 2 weeks.
They're building the immune system. Oh,
so I think that's why it becomes triggering because you're kind of like, but you're not dealing with the problem, but you have an opinion on how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And now moms are kind of like, well, I've had enough. And this is why I would like to not be asked.
I think your post-COVID moms, your post-2020, I mean, I had a son COVID as well, but I think the moms that came after that are hardcore. They are really, their rule book is incredible. Like for now on the baby announcements to say no visitors, I find that amazing because we could never say no visitors, and I love the visitors, but I understand it can be exhausting and all that, too, especially to the family to then think, now I need to offer them something to drink, something to eat. Sumaya, how was baby viewing back in your day? Did we set a day for the whole family to come? Was there?
I think from the moment you gave birth, everybody was there. Nobody ever stayed back. Nobody was to call and say, I'm coming. No, everybody would just pitch up.
Yeah.
And it was like totally fine at that time. But I mean, I had a cesarean section. So for me, it was like I needed space. I needed time. But I was okay. Because people were respectful of my time and my space and whatever else. But they would say, you need to do this, you need to do that. But you know what? You're just being respectful by listening.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight back. And it's just a matter of respect. But I also noticed that the COVID moms, you guys have a lot more anxiety because of the COVID. And it's not your fault. It's just that the way the situation was when you guys gave birth. It wasn't easy because your head is filled with all these stories of something's going to happen to your child, something's going to happen to you. So you've got that anxiety and it's
You're
constant.
You're more aware
now.
of bacteria.
Exactly.
Germs,
Constantly keeping your children clean, keeping your children away from people. So it's still there with you guys. So it's going to take a long time to get over that mindset for sure, 100%.
No, absolutely. And definitely. And I'm glad that we that's a whole different topic in its own, it seems like, the COVID mom generation, because now you're aware, we raised kids that were understanding of what a mask is, social distancing, they were taught not to hug, don't reach out, don't kiss, and now all of a sudden to teach these same kids that now it's okay to play, and you're raising them in total different way. How did your son now, having to deal with your son and social distancing, and how is he adjusting socially?
He's actually doing very well, alhamdulillah. So it was not for him, I think because he's 3 years old, it was not such a big thing about the social distancing. And I've always been very particular. When he was a baby, he was quite attached to me. So going to other people, even family that we visited, he wouldn't do it readily. So that wasn't a big leap for him. But as he's grown, his father is very sociable. His grandparents are very sociable. So when he's with them and somebody comes to visit, his father will say, shake their hand, or, make salam, those kind of things. Yes, he doesn't have to hug them or kiss them if he doesn't want to. We've actually been very particular about those boundaries, as I'm sure many other moms I know are. That if the child doesn't want physical touch, we don't force it on them.
Let's go through a question that a listener sent in as well. I love this when they ask. It's a nice deep one too. The question about how you gave birth. She finds it very triggering. Birth is birth, regardless of whether it's natural or via a C-section. People need to respect boundaries. Parents today set better boundaries and prioritize their mental health instead of trying to make everyone else around them happy. It's not always just the mother making these decisions. It's a joint parenting decision. We'll go for a song break. You Are an Angel, O Mother. This is Muhammad Al-Umri. And when we come back, we'll take Anisa's message apart a little bit and dig into more into what she's saying. We'd love that. Thank you, Anisa.
في حضنها عمري نشا من حبها قلبي.
Number 7.
القلب يمي لك مشى بالعطف والطيب انتشى في حضنها عمري نشا من حبها قلبي. أمي حياتي وجنتي، انت عيوني وبسمتي، حبك شعاع بموجتي، والشعر من حبك يسيل، والشعر من حبك يسيل. القلب سعادة من رضا، والكون عطره من شذا، كلي على بعضي فداك، إن غبت سموني القتيل، كلي على بعضي فداك، إن غبت سموني القتيل. يا نبض قلبي والوجود، يا روح عمري يا الودود، يا أغلى من كل الحشود، المدح فيك حقك قليل، المدح فيك حقك قليل. كل فداء أمي، انتي ملاك أمي، 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 أمي. يا دمع أحرقت العيون، أمي علي ما تهون، لكن إذا حل وقف قال يا ناس من اللي بعدها يا ناس منه يردها تكفون يقولوا وينها عذبت قلبي بالرحيل يلا عساها في الجنان تنعم بخيرات حسان وتبدل ايام الزمان بالعيش والدار الجميل يلا عساها في الجنان تنعم بخيرات حسان وتبدل ايام الزمان بالعيش والدار الجميل بالعيش والدار الجميل يلا عساها في الجنان تنعم بخيرات الحسان وتبدل ايام الزمان بالعيش والدار الجميل بالعيش والدار الجميل يلا عساها في الجنان تنعم بخيرات حسان وتبدل ايام الزمان بالعيش والدار الجميل بالعيش والدار الجميل
This hadith is sponsored by Ashraful Aid, International Humanitarian Organization.
حديث أدي قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إياكم والحسد. Save yourself from jealousy. Jealousy destroys a person's life and good deeds. It causes grief and pain to the jealous person.
This hadith is sponsored by Ashraful Aid, International Humanitarian Organization.
Are you looking for a meaningful way to fulfill your zakat obligation? Look no further than Ashraful Aid. With our trusted track record, your zakat reaches those who need it the most in the most honorable and dignified manner. Visit our website at www.ashrafulaid.org.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
मेरे नबी प्यारे नबी सुन्नत तेरी दुनिया दी
Sunnah a day, accept gifts which somebody presents to you even if they are not to your liking.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
Imagine this. You're putting together a 7-color meal, from the creamy pasta to the glazed carrots and flavorful onion gravy. This entire meal is made with our 100% pure extra virgin olive oil from our La Familia range, bringing outstanding quality and taste to your kitchen. Shop La Familia 100% pure extra virgin olive oil at any leading supermarkets near you. La Familia, heart of the home.
Sunday Lounge. The Sunday Lounge. With Salma Kazi Wahab, 10 to 12. Latest machines. Celebrity artist features. Events. News from the machine world. Top 10 countdown. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
It's a Sunday Lounge special mom edition. This is for Mother's Day. So it's a special show just to make you feel all the mommy feels, all the talk, all the thoughts that are going through your mind. You're welcome to share it with us. 060-904-1056. Your journey as a mom. What would you advise the moms of upcoming generations, the new moms? Or what would you have said had you been a mom today? If you were a mom back in the 70s or the 80s, we'd love to talk about it. And that's kind of the direction the show took, where we're comparing offering the moms of yesteryear, not so yesteryear, but the moms of teens and the moms of much older kids. And they're looking now at these young moms and the struggles they're going through, and they're offering some amazing input. And it's a whole cross between the generations. A listener says exactly that. Salma's tribute to, okay, this message was sent out to another number, so it's been forwarded to us. The tribute to moms is nostalgic and a reminder to children, young and old, of the status and importance of a mother. Listening to the two mothers in the studio takes me back over 4 decades. I concur with one of the mothers that I won't be able to do it again. I can't fathom how I survived with no helpers. Doing all that entails a household. Then later, mom's taxi, homework, projects. Don't even get me started on extracurricular. When I reminisce, it overwhelms me now. And I ask, how did I ever do it? Even my friends couldn't imagine coping without their helpers. Daughters who are mothers today consider themselves phenomenal, having amnesia of exactly or more strenuous of the period their mothers experience. Jazakallah Salma for this tribute to mothers in the digital era. I thank you for putting it that way as well, moms in the digital era, and some important points you're bringing up there as well. The homework, the projects, that extracurricular. I cannot begin to tell you how many moms I approached to be on the program said their kids have soccer, or their kids have cricket, or I've got to take my child for swimming or for karate. My goodness, it's lovely, and I think it's important, but literally the weekends, these moms have said their weekends just go in taking their kids from this after extracurricular to that extracurricular. I can't imagine after a long school day to still go for another extracurricular. Some do, I don't know, some are doing ballet, some are doing all these extracurriculars. Are you planning on any extracurriculars, Laika, in time to come?
Well, I'm actually a firm believer that my child should have a childhood.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that moms who do extracurriculars with their kids are taking away that childhood from them, but just my personal belief is, yes, I would like my child, if he's interested in a sport, soccer, cricket, swimming, whatever it may be, I will encourage that. And I will try to facilitate that for him as best as I can. But I'm not going to fill his afternoons if I can help it, because I want him to come home and have 2 hours to play after a long day of school.
No,
have a weekend. But that for me is a little while down the road, I think. But then I'm also told the time goes by faster than you can imagine. So
would you imagine, what would you like to sign him up one day? Would you hope yourself that you've seen and say, no, this would actually be something you'd consider doing?
Well, the one thing we would really like to do with him is his hifz. And I know that's a whole other intense journey, which I think Sumaya is going to help shed some light on for us a little later on. But that is something, and that's very consuming for the entire family, not just the child. And over and above that, a sport, at least one sport would be good. He's a child, he's growing, he should be healthy. And sport teaches them sportsmanship. It teaches them many valuable lessons as well, apart from being physically fit.
Lovely message coming through on my Facebook as well. I'm going to try and pop. There we go. From Sumaya Yunus Ahmed. Sumaya, how are you? Sumaya was also at Al Ansar some more time ago. Great show, Salma. Thank you, Sumaya. Sumaya, shout out to you. Sumaya from Sumaya.
Thanks,
she says,
Sumaya.
proud of you. Well done. Great discussion. Today's generation do everything by the book and what the doctors say. Mother-in-laws and family members get annoyed and upset. If it doesn't say that in the book, it can't be done. And the older moms will be like, but I raised so many without the book and you just won't listen. Typical story in every home nowadays. I think it's leaning into like a Nightline sort of discussion. We're going to tell Muhammad Variawa that this is a topic he needs to consider. Now, a few pointers that I wanted to bring in. We touched on most of them, but what is it we wanted to talk about first? This is a point that came across. Let's first tackle the Hifz moms. The Hifz moms topic. At what age essentially did you start, and what are some of the things that Hifz moms need to remember or keep in mind for those of us that would want our children to get into Hifz one day, that we need to keep in mind the commitment it takes, the sacrifices, the weekends. You're doing it for them, you're helping them, you're making their journey from the door to them, not just doing Hifz for the sake of it, but they have to keep up with it afterwards as well. That commitment. Then there comes Taraweeh. But let's rewind. Do they take the gap year? Do they do it after school? Do they do it on weekends? What are your thoughts on Hifz in particular?
Well, my son graduated his Hifz when he was 15 years old. So he took 2 years off school, and Alhamdulillah, Riverside Sufi Academy had facilitated them at that time. So what he would actually do is they did the homeschooling. This school, the HSBP school, had actually started there. So they did the homeschooling with the Hibs. So he didn't miss out on school. And my daughter, she did it with school. So it took her a little bit longer, but alhamdulillah, before she reached the matric, she was completed with her Hibs.
We're going to continue. Sorry to interrupt you there, Sumaya. I got so engrossed in our discussion. It completely didn't even occur to me it was past 11 o'clock. And there's Eric waiting to do news. We'll talk straight after news.
An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al Ansar News.
Making news this hour, the 12th of May, the news from Durban 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg 105.6 FM. DA launches new television advertisement following around over the previous one. American Monina, the Democratic Alliance DA has launched yet another elections TV advertisement following the rejection of its previous one by the national broadcaster SABC during this week. The latest offering was aired for the first time before supporters gathered at Carey's Fountain Stadium in Durban yesterday. Earlier this week, the SABC recommended that the DA amend its elections advertisements, which showed the national flag going up in flames. The public broadcaster argued it encouraged the destruction of national symbols. DA leader John Steenhuisen has this to see an advertisement ahead of elections.
It's exactly the type of advert that you do in the last 3 weeks of a campaign. It sets out very clearly what the binary is. Here we've got a party that's burning our economy, that's burnt our parliament, that's burning our democratic institutions, and is committing treason every day against the people of South Africa by protecting those who stole this country's fortunes and sold them off to the Guptas, versus a party that is ready for change, a party that is already creating jobs where it governs, a party with a compelling vision about how we're going to lift 2 million people into work, how we're going to lift 6 million people out of poverty, how we're going to make sure that we can get our economy and our country working and energy back into our homes, back into our businesses, and back into South Africa's industry. That is the clear binary choice in this election. You will have the doomsday in which South Africa will be reduced to ashes, or you will have the prospect of an opportunity to embark upon a new trajectory of hope, prosperity and inclusive growth for more South Africans. And that binary cannot be in sharper contrast than displayed in that advert. It also shows just how much is on the ballot paper.
Local media says the number of death toll in the George building collapse has risen to 16. Media reports says rescue teams have been frantically busy at the site of the building. Yesterday, hope was renewed as they miraculously rescued a survivor after 118 hours. But spirits were dampened when 2 bodies were retrieved today. At least 36 construction workers are still trapped under the rubble. Judge Mayor Leon van Wyk has this to say.
Today is Sunday. We are now well into almost a week's worth of work on this tragedy and this site that we are working on. And today is also Mother's Day, and I immediately want to acknowledge Mother's Day and thank all the mothers throughout the country, and also the mothers who've been working on this site tirelessly over how many days. So this is an ongoing 24-hour effort that is taking place as we continue looking to see if we can rescue any of those workers, any of those 81 workers on site. So we're still looking for 36 persons. Yesterday, I think as everybody knows, we miraculously recovered a person alive.
Local media says there has been no reported case of avian flu this year. However, the industry is still recovering from the devastating 2023 outbreak. Over 6 million birds had to be culled last year at a cost of at least 2 billion rands. The SA Poultry Association says they're optimistic that they are not counting their chickens before they are being hatched. The association says it is working with the Agriculture Department on preventative measures. In other news, NUM, the National Union of Mine Workers, is taking Sibaya Stillwater's decision to cut about 4,000 jobs to the streets. The union says the decision is merely a way to maximize profits. The permanent mine workers and 915 contractors face a jobless future. Levwani Mamburu is the NUM national spokesperson.
The NUM has decided to embark on a march today after the company has issued Section 189 to retrench 4,000 workers. And we regard this as capitalist barbarism at its best. And our members are expressing their unhappiness. I mean, since this company was founded way back in 2013, it has been retrenching thousands of workers each and every year. And this decision that they took in mid-April last month to retrench 4,000 workers is going to plunge thousands of mine workers, their dependents, communities around these areas into uncertainty and poverty. And that is why the members today, I feel that they have to express their unhappiness to Sibanye by marching to their head office.
ABSA has officially opened up its non-banking operations in China. The Asian giant is South Africa's largest trading partner. The bank says this will leverage opportunities offered by the world's second largest economy. Its presence will also better connect trade, investment flows and clients into Africa. Your weather now 19 degrees. A quick reminder of our top story. The Democratic Alliance D has launched yet another elections TV advertisement following the rejection of its previous one by the SABC during this week. That's the news.
Sunday Lounge. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab. 10 to 12. Latest nasheeds, celebrity artist features.
Assalamu alaikum, this is my Zayn. Habibi ya Muhammad, atayta bis-salam wal-huda Muhammad.
Events, news from the nasheed world, top 10 countdown. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
Number 6.
وين انت يا حمدان امك تناديك وراك ما تسمع شكايا وندايا يا مسندي قلبي على الدوام يا طريق ما غبت عن عيني وطيفك سمايا هذه 3 سنين والعين تبكي شفت زونك زاير يا ضنايا تذكر حياتي يوم اشيلك وداريك ولاعبك دايم وتمشي ورايا ترقد على صوتي وحضني يدفيك ما غيرك أحد ساكن في حشايا واليوم ربط أسهر بقربك وداريك مذوق طعم النوم صبح ومسايا.
It's the voice of Musab Al-Muqreen, A Mother's Tears, another beautiful one. Lots of youths that are still to come. Sami Yusuf, we'll be bringing in some of Muad. Mahir Zain, of course, has to be there. Muhammad Yusuf, Kabir vocals, and some Saeed as well. I love his one, Rabbi Irhamhuma Kama Rabbayani Saghira. It's a beautiful one, and it's a favorite. We got more guests, well, not guests in studio, but a surprise, a treat for the moms in studio. And I don't even know the gentleman's name. All I know is from Kolkashi, and you see them coming in. I'm going to ask him to introduce himself and what they brought. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So my name is Zahir.
Oh, good to meet you.
Same, yeah. So yeah, a lot of people know me as just a Kolkashio boy.
I've seen your pictures on the social media.
Okay,
it's good to finally meet you. Thank you for the spoils. Please tell us what you brought to studio today.
So I bought something a bit spicy for you guys. So we launched 2 new products. One is the ghost pepper pizza. So basically, there's this trend that's been going around for a while now. I'm not sure if you guys seen it with other stores. Ghost pepper is something that is super spicy that I think would suit the Durban people very well. So basically, the idea was that the franchise wanted to step up their heat game a bit, and we decided to basically launch this sauce. So with the sauces, you can add onto any pizza. So what I did today for you guys was brought you a margarita and the sauce on the side. So you guys can try the sauce on its own and then try it with the pizza and rate it from 1 to 10.
Okay.
The other product we brought was the matcha friezo. That's basically a green tea friezo made with a little bit of white chocolate and condensed milk.
Thank you, Mondli, for doing the show and tell.
So something very nice, something very new, and it goes super well with the ghost pepper sauce. So yeah.
Lovely. Okay, thank you so much. And we look forward to trying it and enjoying the time on Radio Al Ansar. I'm sure our guests are going to enjoy it. We're waiting for our 2 more guests to come in as well. They're on their way and we can enjoy. Thank you so much for making our day today.
Jazakallah so much and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Brother Zahir there from Kolkashia. It was wonderful having him be a part of the program. And we had to, and the wonderful, your name too, Zanele. Thank you so much, my darling, for being here. She's coming full on behalf of the Kolkashia brand. It's been wonderful. What an awesome touch and what an awesome flavor. So Laika, Sumaya, please help yourselves choose what you're going to have. Whatever you feel for, whatever you feel and would you like to enjoy as well, you're welcome to do so while they're deciding what they're going to go for. Let me read another message that came through. Assalamu alaikum, lovely program. I'm a granny. It's important for kids to be busy doing the extra activities. If they don't have this, you find them busy with their gadgets. This gives them less time being glued to their cell phones and tablets and television. The only exercise they get and social interaction is through these extra activities. So cricket, soccer, and the other sport. Of course, definitely. That's why I think a lot of moms would prefer doing that because you know they're stimulating their bodies, they're stimulating their minds, and boys are active and you know that they need to be kept busy. Before the news, we were talking on Hivs moms, but before I get back into that, the aspect of boy moms, we've got boys in the studio. One boy nearly started damaging the equipment here in the studio, and the other boys hovering around me here, somersaulting in the background. You've probably seen him on the live Facebook feeds. Typical boy behavior. Now, Laika's got a son as well as a daughter who hasn't quite started running circles yet, somewhat to an extent. And then you've got Sumaya, who's got her son graduated already, has become a hafiz as well, subhanallah. What do you anticipate, Laika? Let's start with you, and then we'll see the mom that has the son that's grown up now. What do you anticipate the differences between the boy mom and the girl mom, and what do you predict for the future? What do you expect, or how are you expecting or visualizing your future to be with your son? And then we'll hear from the mom then.
I'll be honest, I actually don't know if I'm the correct person to answer this question.
Yeah.
I'll explain why. My son, I have a son, but he's also the first child.
Okay.
So my daughter came second. Between the two of them, she's the more adventurous. She's the one who's more of a handful. My son would listen. If you tell him, don't touch this or don't do that, he would listen. My daughter will look you dead in the eye and do the wrong thing. I'll give you that. So I don't know if I can help you with this because even now, they're 1.5 and 3. My son generally obeys more and he listens more and follows rules more.
Enjoy
and
that. While you can.
I don't know how long it's going to last for, so I'm touching wood right now. But it's the opposite for me. So I think maybe Sumaya would be better suited to answer this question.
But I think also, not just behavior-wise also, but I think it's that responsibility of a boy mom. I think it's that plays a role as well. That knowing you're raising somebody, a future father, you're raising a future husband.
Well,
as much as they say the responsibility of raising a girl, I think there's a lot of pressure on raising that boy. As you were going to say something as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you are 100% correct. We know we're raising somebody else's husband, somebody else's father, and they're going to fly the nest, and you have to prepare them for that. And that's not just preparing them to take on the financial responsibilities of their future household, because that is important, but it's also raising them to clean up after themselves. If they're hungry, make a small meal for themselves. Change yourself, put your clothes in the washing basket, simple things like that to make it easier for their wives down the line.
No, definitely.
Yeah, your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I wish, I hope that I've done a good job with my son, because I mean, he is 23 years old now. So I mean, sooner or later he's going to get married, and I want to make sure that he's not just a person who's a hafiz and who's qualified in his profession or whatever, but he must be a respectful person. He must respect women. He must be able to be hands-on, just like how his dad was hands-on with him. You know, he must be able to be helpful to his wife and you know, give them a good life and treat people with kindness. That's all we can do. Is we can show them, we can teach them, but now it's up to them, because he's bigger now. So it's on him, and inshallah, whatever we've done has helped him, and will make him a better person, inshallah. You know?
Fantastic. Inshallah. I mean, I love that. It's so deep and insightful you are, Sumaya.
I am, aren't I?
I need to have you on more programs. You're like our local agony aunt.
Oh,
like,
my word.
You know, we're just going to have Sumaya segment now. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's more the cross-generation thing. We're feeding from each other also. I love it. It's beautiful. So there's the topics of the men, the topics of we spoke about. We need to actually speak about the martyr syndrome or the sacrificial moms and so forth, raising boys. But we've also got 2 extra guests that have just come into studio. So we're going to introduce them to you straight after this, while we get to choose what we're going to enjoy from Kokashia. Here's Mahir Zain.
Crazy things I used to do, and all the pain I put you through. Mama, now I'm here for you. For all the times I made you cry, the days I told you lies. Now it's time for you to rise. For all the things you sacrificed. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind. If I could make it undone, I swear that I would. I will make it up to you. Mama, grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mama, grown up now, and it's not too late. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Now I finally understand your famous line about the day I faced some time. Cause now I got a child of mine, and even though I was so bad, I've learned so much from you. Now I'm trying to do it too. Love my kid the way you do. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind. If I could make it undone, I swear that I would. I will make it up to you. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind. If I could make it undone, I swear that I would. I will make it up to you. Mama, grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mama, grown up now, and it's not too late. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. Oh, number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. Oh, number one for me. There's no one in this world that can take your place. Oh, I'm sorry for ever taking you for granted. Oh, I will use every chance I get to make you smile. Whenever I'm around you, now I will try to love you like you love me. Only God knows how much you mean to me. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind. If I could make it undone, I swear that I would. I will make it up to you. Mama, grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mama, not too late.
4 FM, Peter Maritzburg, 105.6 FM.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Concerned about the purity of your drinking water? Discover the ultimate solution with Waterfront, our cutting-edge water purification systems featuring advanced reverse osmosis and alkaline technology. Guarantee pristine water for you and your loved ones. From just R1 per litre. Prioritize your family's health with Waterfront. Don't settle for anything less. Elevate your lifestyle with every sip. Waterfront, transforming your hydration experience one drop at a time. Find us at Saxony Westwood Mall next to Discam and opposite the new Dowd's Megastore.
The Outreach Slice of Life campaign. Since its inception, our Slice of Life has touched the lives of countless individuals through our distribution to schools, old age homes, orphanages, and deserving families within our community. This initiative has been instrumental in alleviating hunger. For only R9 a loaf, you will be providing a family with their daily staple, bread. Donate now on www.alansar.org.za or call Outreach on 031 208 1601.
The views and opinions expressed by the presenters and guests of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
At Al Ansar Outreach, our commitment to serving those in need is unwavering. We have now updated our Zakah banking details, making it easier than ever to contribute to our noble charity drives. Bank, First National Bank. Account name, Zakah Al Ansar. Account type, check account. Account number, 631 002 03065. Branch, Florida Road. Join us in our mission of giving back, one act of kindness at a time. Thank you for your continued support and generosity.
The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab. 10 to 12. Latest machines, celebrity artist features, events, news from the Nasheed world. Top 10 countdown. Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
It's about almost 11:30. The Sunday Lounge, the special mom edition. It's been a wonderful, exciting show so far, digging deep into the lives of moms and motherhood journeys that they all go through. And one of those who we could almost, so to speak, call a mama at Al Ansar ourselves, one of Al Ansar moms, the oldest, one of the presenters from back in the day. And I'm always thrilled to bring them on Sunday Lounge, connecting the dots to the presenters that bind this radio station together, that when you see them, they still have that same hug and they'll still have that same enthusiasm and same excitement to be here at Radio Al Ansar. And for the first time at Al Ansar's new premises, a new studio at 207 West Road, it is none other than Sister Shamima Kathri. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's such a pleasure to be here and lots of lovely memories. It's bringing back from really a long time ago.
You guys were in such an amazing position that time when we now have, this is work now for us, like an everyday thing. It's an everyday job. You have your technical stuff, you have your admin stuff, you have your reception stuff. But back in the day, it wasn't quite the same.
Oh, it was lovely because you remember we only had radio for a month.
Yeah.
It was only Ramadan and everybody gave their all. It was, you
was a
volunteered.
month.
You volunteered and you met all the people, and the listeners were, I think, a lot more interactive because they had it just for the month.
Yeah.
So I think it became something that they looked forward to, and then we went to Zulhijjah, and then
Yes.
that's how it
Yeah.
progressed. Yeah.
It used to be the Hajj broadcast, and then it used to be the Muharram broadcast, and slowly, eventually it became that permanent license. Tell us a little bit about the programs you used to do on radio before.
Okay, I'm not sure if any of your listeners will even remember. I started off doing a kiddies program. So I did lots and lots of kids programs. I would do it in the afternoon, straight after school. I remember racing home, dropping the kids at home, and then racing off to radio. Then I moved on to some parenting programs. So I did parenting, and then I had done, I don't know what it was called, but it was like different books that I reviewed.
Oh.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. But if you ask me now how I did it, I have no idea, because it was work, it was the kids. I heard you earlier talking about taking kids to after school activities, and that I remember going to the library back in the day. There was no Google, so you had to go to the
Borrow a book.
library, get them to go and get research books, and then race off to radio. And you still had your parents to see to, so it was like a real juggle. But it was really an interesting time and lots of fun.
I can only imagine. And then I remember coming into the studios in 189, and we were looking up to presenters like yourselves at that time. And to see for us, it's such an honor for me now to interview you and have you on the program. And we had so many such presenters walk into the studios now, and it comes with a whole level of different experience. We have moms. Laika's got two young ones as well, age 3 and 1.5. And Laika's spoken to us for a while now and offered some amazing insight, which the listeners are appreciating from a more modern perspective, the younger generation. But not that she's any less modern. Sumaya Ghafoor also in studio with us, talking about her much older kids now, the teenager, and 2 others, the graduated. They've done their hifz and everything. So it's been incredible. Tell us about your family setup. I know you've also got your 2 beautiful daughters that are doing amazing things, especially one daughter here who harder than the president to get hold of nowadays. She'll reply after maybe a month to one of your messages.
Yeah. I have to add on that replying,
Is it you also?
One thing mums and the young mums need to remember is that when your mum calls you, please answer the phone.
Oh.
Please don't not answer, because it's very frustrating, and all sorts of thoughts go through our mind, like, where's my child? Is she safe? And then you get hold of them an hour later. Oh, what was the panic? Why did you phone 5 people looking for me?
I was on silent. It was on silent.
So, Sama, I'm sure you do the same.
Oh, my mother cannot handle when I don't
the young
reply.
mum here as well. You guys all do the same. So that's the message for all the younger mums. When your mum calls you, please pick up. I've got 2 daughters and 3 grandkids.
MashaAllah.
So it's been busy. I think what helps is me as a mum helping my kids with their kids. I think that becomes part of our responsibility. You guide, you advise, and then you also step back and let them make the few mistakes that they need to make. But with the challenges that the young mums have now, I just find that it's very different. They need a lot more help in terms of guiding their kids, and with technology in the midst of everything. And schooling has also become a lot more challenging. I remember, when my girls were at school, yes, you helped them with homework and you supervised, you got them to the library, they did the work on their own. It's like now it's a pressure to just do very well and do very well and do very well. And I'm speaking now as an educator as well. We sometimes have to tell parents that, you know what, every child functions at their own level. They will mature. You see children at the beginning of the year, you're teaching a grade 8 class. In the beginning of the year, they're all ready and they at grade 8 level. And then you get another grade 8 child in June only reaches grade 8 level. But then you see them 5 years later and they're all thriving.
Yeah.
Somebody's gone to do medicine, somebody's an engineer, somebody's doing a chef course, somebody's doing baking from home, but everybody's thriving. And I think we need to remember that sometimes our mentality is my child must be the top lot in the classroom and my child must go into that particular profession.
You're
and
restricting
I think
them almost,
It's
yeah.
restricting them and it's putting undue pressure. Sometimes a child goes to university and we see kids coming to us in school and say, I did 2 years of so and so, and I really did not like it. I'm now pursuing my passion. There's one of my daughter's friend did some course, I can't remember what it was, and she finally ended up doing teaching, and she loved it to bits. And I think it was something her parents didn't want for her. So yeah.
That's an interesting one. We didn't touch into that yet at all. When you're encouraging them or to pursue their passions. I had a guest yesterday on my program, 15-year-old Muhammad Mahir, who loves go-kart racing and he loves open circuit racing. And he came in his gear and everything and he's won all these races. So I asked him, what's his future plans? And he says, no, he can't do it. I said, why? Because my parents don't want me to. So he spoke honestly. His parents were sitting right there, but it was interesting because you want you to be respectful to the parents' wishes also, but at the same time you have a son that totally wants to pursue this, and then what do you do?
Yeah, but as a parent, you have to. I don't know. Your children know the boundaries in terms of what you're going to allow. I mean, if I had a child wanting to do that, even my grandchild wanting to do that, already I'll have like reservations, from the safety aspect, I suppose. That would be in I'm sure with that period, it was just the safety aspect.
It is more that, the dangers that come with the sport.
Yes.
It's the Sunday Lounge Mom Edition, and Mondi seems to agree with me here in the background also, that it's more the safety aspect that comes in. Let's go through some of the messages that are coming in. Happy Mother's Day to you, mummies. A message of appreciation for all the sacrifices, hard work, dedication, tears, perseverance, strength, and resilience it took to raise 3 children under trying circumstances. May Allah reward you in this world and hereafter. Ameen. This was to her mummy. Sorry, I'm saying to all the mummies. May you be blessed with afia and khair and bestowed with good health and contentment in your heart. Enjoy your day. This is from an anonymous sister, sent the message through to our station manager. So another one says, Salams, Salma Kazi. Today and every day we miss our mom, Hajiani Amina Abdul Qadir Darabai, who passed on 8 months. She has left a big void in all our lives. We miss her too much. And an awesome day to all the mums. And this message came from there as well. So if you wish to send through any messages, please do send it to 060-904-1056. After this one, this is Muad Heartbeat. We introduce Shaisa Kathri, the daughter of Shamima Kathri, to hear her thoughts. And maybe we'll have a live debate on the Sunday Lounge between the Kathri moms.
At night you were sleepless, I know we weren't easy, and you are the reason I'm here.
Number 5.
No other feeling can top what you mean.
Nasheeds on the Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi.
I love you the most. I just want you to know you gave me the love I always need. My heart will always be your home. I'll be there forever and ever, wrapped up in endless love. X marks the spot, you're my treasure. Can't thank the Lord enough. You are my angel, my superhero. Forever I'm grateful, always a part of me. You are my heartbeat, beating away every day. You'll always be my queen. No one can take your place. You told me love, took away pain. You are the sun behind the rain. You are my heartbeat, beating away every day. 9 months you carried me through the pain. I'll never let you down, I swear. You made the man that I am today. I'll always keep you in my prayers. Heaven lies under you. I'll lower the wings you gave to me. You'll never be number 2. God hears your call, so pray for me. There with you on your golden days. There with you right to your oldest stage. You are my map, you show me the way. Right up to heaven's gates. You are my angel, my superhero. Forever I'm grateful, always a part of me. You are my heartbeat, beating away every day. You'll always be my queen. No one can take your place.
You've tried the rest, now come to the best. Vodacom Shop for smartphones, tablets, laptops, routers, SIM cards, gaming, and the latest accessories to complete the look. Home and business internet to ensure that you have the best connection everywhere you go. Plug and play to fully installed fiber. Our infrastructure provides a resilient platform for your critical business applications, which will help your business perform best. Get the right amount of everything. Vodacom Shop at the Pavilion Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, The Workshop, Umlazi Megacity, City View, Bridge City Kumashu, Brookside Mall, Pietermaritzburg, and the Nelson Mandela Square, Sandton.
Radio Al Ansar's Hajj Farewell live broadcast. Join us for a live broadcast from King Shaka Airport as we bid farewell to the Hujjaj this Sunday, the 12th of May at 3:30 and 5:30 in the afternoon. A live broadcast from King Shaka International Airport. Join us as we bid farewell to the Hujjaj only on Radio Al Ansar.
The Al Ansar Bookshop Lifestyle Center will help you design your wardrobe with its latest range of fashionable Islamic wear and burqas.
Join Radio Al Ansar at the King Farm Agricultural Fair. 2 days of unforgettable fun for the family. Delicious treats, entertainment, loads of stalls, and fun for the kids. And you get to view premium livestock too. Entrance is free, so come down May 18th and 19th and meet the team. 10 Georgedale Road, Cato Ridge, King's Farm Agricultural Fair. See you there.
Sunday Lounge. The Sunday Lounge. With Salma Kazi Wahab, 10 to 12. Latest machines, celebrity artist features. Events, news from the nasheed world. Top 10 countdown. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
Whoops, and we're back on the Sunday Lounge. It's a special mom edition. And now the studio is nice and full with all our guests and our Facebook viewers. Shaista Ghafoor listening in, some family support there. We talk about community and coming together, the village, the support system. And there's the village sister-in-law. Shaista Ghafoor says beautiful advice. Yeah, Sumayya's on a roll today with her advice. The wisdom is just beyond me right now. And then Ghulam Sahib says, Sumayya, very proud of you. That's from mom and dad. How beautiful is that one?
Family is amazing.
The family is really, I love this Ghafoor family. Eh? They're very nice people. I think we'll adopt them. And the Sahibs. Yes, wonderful. But let's switch back to the Kathri side of the family here. And we're honored and thrilled to welcome into studio Shaista Kathri. The last time we had her in was a good couple years ago. I think 2019 when I last spoke to her and had her on one of my programs. And a lot has happened since then. She's come so far, building an amazing personal brand for herself in the corporate scene, leveling up, organizing all these big events and fancy things. We welcome you back to the studio, Shaista. Assalamu alaikum and welcome.
Walaikum salam, Salma. Lovely, lovely, lovely to be here again.
This time you're with mommy by your side now. So now mom's gonna see the advice you are going to give the mothers of today.
Listen, let's first address how you got me in trouble with my mom here.
What did I do?
About having my phone on silent and not answering my calls.
That is a universal problem. That is it. My mother would have been shaking her head profusely now.
I'm sure.
She will contact my husband, my husband's father, or anybody if she cannot get hold of us for any given time.
Why must you guys do that?
Because sometimes it's genuinely silent or the kid's got the phone or something. Heaven forbid we don't message if we've reached a certain place. Then it's search party 101.
I think it's no matter how old you are, hey, you still are your mom's kid or your parents' kid.
You'll always be the baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you've built yourself to an extent, and we've touched on it a few times now. So most of us here on this side are the stay-at-home moms, but now you've been really busy. You travel a lot. So if there's anybody that can talk about the working mom life and that sort of juggle, your mom spoke about it as well, having to come to radio, where to drop off the kids, and also you have responsibilities of the home. You have simple things like maybe the shopping, or also to make time for your kids also at the end of the day, undistracted, without any other pressures or responsibilities. How has that adjustment been for you? Because now you've recently started excelling in a really good career field, a really good position at this moment, alhamdulillah. So could you break that down for us a little bit, the struggles that maybe a mom in your position would face?
Alhamdulillah, Salma, I've come a long way, but I think I'm a good case study for this because I was a stay-home mom. I was a stay-home mom, and then I went to being still a stay-home mom, but I ran my own business. So I could still pick kids up from school. I had that flexibility, right? But now with a full-time corporate job, it's really different. And along with the rest of my corporate mom friends, mom guilt is a thing. And it's something that we are constantly struggling with. We had a lovely meeting, a global meeting for Mother's Day at work on Friday. And one of the things that really resonated or soothed our mom guilt hearts to all our moms in the business was that the lady said that there is only a difference of 10 minutes of quality time between moms who work and stay-home moms. And I'm talking about quality time specifically. And I think with us moms who work, us moms who have to share our time with, the other parent, you really come to realize or to value the time you spend with your kids. And, putting the phone down and understanding that I have this 1 hour before bedtime. Let me just focus and listen and be there and be present. So it's the quality time and, making an effort towards that in the limited time that we have. Because if you stay home mom, you've still got tons of things on your mind, tons of things you need to get done. And if you're not there, you're not there. So, being present fully when you are there is what counts and what comforts me.
I think that's amazing. I think that's very valuable points as well, to be present and to be there without much else going in your mind, to be able to give them that undivided attention. I want to bring in Mom as well, Auntie Shamima here also with us, and maybe Shaista can respond to her also to an extent. She mentions the words mom guilt. And we spoke about this initially as well, where it does tend to come up. There's certain things where you feel judged for not doing or you feel you should be doing. And then we also ended up touching a little bit on the whole martyr syndrome, where Laika actually referred to where it could potentially, you could be like, you shouldn't have to be the martyr mother, having to sacrifice all the time. Now, we had Sumaya from, again, a different generation of mom. She's married 20 plus years now, having raised teenagers. And now you in the grandmom position now. So you look like an overall aerial view of all of us right now. So with your experience, how does mom guilt actually affect, and does it affect across all generations, or do you feel it's more relevant now?
I think it does resonate for all generations. It was back in the time, but back in the day, it wasn't something that was spoken about as much. I remember when my children were little, I was a stay-home mom.
Right.
The minute my smaller daughter entered nursery school, I took a half-day job. So my hours and days got longer as they grew up.
Okay.
But then I had friends who were working right from the beginning while their kids were daycare and creche. And I didn't see a difference because, as Shaista is saying, it is the quality time that you spend with your children. It's not one is better than the other. It's what your needs are and what's important to you in your life, because you could be, for you, being stay-at-home mom is really important. You feel you want to be there all the time. You want to do pickups, you want to do breakfast, or you want to do afternoon, all the running around for activities that they have, or you want to do an afternoon treat where you're taking them for milkshake and ice cream. For you, that's important. For somebody else, I need to be financially more secure so I can provide my children more financially. So for me, that's important. But I still found my way around taking care of my kids. I mean, I still do this now, although, I mean, my children are grown. I do have the kids with me sometimes. But planning in the weekend, my meals for the week. So you're ready, whether you stay at home mom or you're working, you have an idea of what you are doing. Just that if you stay at home mom, I suppose you can do morning gym and, stuff like that. So I got to do it in the afternoon.
Your mom brings in a point there, Shaista. And before we go to my next track, I want you to respond to that or touch on that briefly. And I'm going to give credit to Mondli as well, who's been my robot here for all the camera angles today. So if you're watching on Facebook, thank you, Mondli. I'm making him work like an octopus today with his 8 hands. But I want to she touched briefly on financial security. And we did briefly just touch the surface of it earlier on. Shaista, how important is that financial independence for the sake of your kids and as a mom?
I think financial independence is important whether you're a mum, whether you're female, whether you're male, across the board, we all need to be financially independent, right? So that's where I'd like to be. And obviously, momming is important to me as well. So we need to be juggling all of it and making sure that we're juggling it the best we can. In terms of mom guilt, if I can look back at growing up and my mom and her doing so much. She spoke about being on the radio and, dropping us off at home and quickly rushing here and then making sure that food was still on the table and our homework was done and, all of that. It is looking back at her doing so much that has allowed me to excel and do just as much now. So I think and I hope that with my little one sitting here, she sees the same when she's older, right? That you don't just have to be that one role. And yes, if being a stay-at-home mom, as my mom mentioned, is important to you, then do that and do it your best. But if you want to be more and your heart is yearning to do more and be more, then do that. My mom spoke about planning also on the weekend and how she meal preps and how she still has to take care of the kids. She's mostly talking about me. Because the meal prep.
I love that she still meal preps.
The meal prep and her getting food done on the weekend is so that when I show up after work, there's food on the table and I get a meal at my mom's house.
Alhamdulillah.
So the momming never stops.
Yeah. That's what I was hoping to add on that bit, because, you do your momming where you're taking care of your kids and you're helping to bring them up, and then you start that entire role all over again. But it's even better because you get to do things and you get to allow things that you never allowed as a mom. The moms are stricter. We are a little bit
more lenient,
flexible, and we allow sweets at any time of the day and, stuff like that. But we spoke about, I just want to touch on the stay-at-home mom. It must be that whichever role I've chosen, I must be comfortable with it. I cannot be a stay-at-home mom and just nag about it and feel that I'm not doing anything. I spend all day looking after your children and you're so ungrateful, and to the spouse that, I cooked, I spent all day cooking and nobody's telling me thank you. If you're going to be bitter and unhappy, it's going to pass on to the children, that kind of unhappiness. I know stay-at-home moms who just love it. They love being at home. They love that calmness. That's my plan in a few years' time, inshallah. But it's what's important in your life. Now, if you're working and you're managing to juggle everything, again, if you're working and you're struggling with that aspect, then you have to also reconsider. Because I can't be at work and come home and say to the family, oh, well, I can't do this. And, I worked all day, so I can't see to this. Everybody has their place, the role, the man in the house, the woman in the house, everybody's got a role to play. But it has to be that I'm happy in what I'm happy, my kids are happy, my family is happy, and it's something that I enjoy doing.
And that, again, is a beautiful point to note. Finding happiness. We're going to touch on that also in a bit. What are mom's ultimate source to happiness? Where do you find your solace, or where do you find your happiness? Some food for thought. Some messages coming in before we go to the break. I just want to go through them quickly. Which one? There's like 100 mouses in front of me. I don't know which one to even use. Salam Salma, a sad day today and every day for all of us. May Allah grant my mom, Asya Bibi Ali, and all marhumeens Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen, with du'as, Razia Isaac from Verulam. Please play You Left So Soon. Okay, inshallah, we'll definitely do that. Assalamu alaikum, it's Lutfia from Verulam. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms. Feeling blessed to have my mom Salma Sayyid with me. Alhamdulillah, we have each other. This is Saeed, Rabbi Irhamhuma Kama Rabbayani Saghira, a big favorite amongst many that listen to the show. They love hearing this one. We'll go to a break straight after, then your news at 12 o'clock, and we come back with the mom's edition of the Sunday Lounge.
Open your eyes, my little one. Not long ago I was all so young. When you wake up and hold your own, know with each wrinkle there's some lessons you'll learn. By the time you learn to love, you'll have to learn to lose. Since one day I'll be leaving you, then hold on tight like you once did. When you get a chance, say and pray it like this. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما. The greatest empires have turned to sin, and one day we'll all be joining them. Pray you stay firm, hope you stay kind. Pray you always learn from the best of mankind. By the time you learn to love, you'll have to learn to lose. Soon one day I'll be leaving you, but hold on tight like you once did. When you get a chance, say and pray like this. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما. Worship your Lord and He is one. Honor your parents, you'll be honored in return. Your Lord sees all, so be amongst them just. Offer all your prayers from dawn to dusk. This life is intense, so strive to be your best. Be patient in this life, it's the key to the next. Keep pride out your heart, live life like a guest. Good character is what our prophet came to perfect. By the time you learn to love, you'll have to learn to lose. Soon one day we'll be waiting for you, but hold on tight like you once did. Hope your little ones say and pray like this. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما
Salma Ghazi on Radio Al-Ansar.
كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and free zakat calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Salam, I'm Mohammed Horini from Palestine with my sister Samiha. Together with Shamsan, we'll be taking you to the heart of the struggle where we live in South Ibrahim Hills in the West Bank. We'll be screening our awards-winning documentary, Sarur, The Future is Unknown Place, that follows out activist group Aziyat of Sumud as we confront the violent settler and military occupation forces. Join us for this in Durban at An-Nassar Hall, Tuesday, 14th of May at 5:45 to 4:06 p.m.
Looking to book a venue for that special occasion? Come and book the Conference Centre on 207 West Road or Community Hall on 189 West Road, which accommodates 120 to 300 people with ample and safe parking. For all your hall requirements, contact the Reservations Department on 031 208 1601 or email us at reservations@alansar.org.za. Save the date. Don't delay. Book away.
The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab. 10 to 12. Latest machines, celebrity artist features, events, news from the Nasheed world. Top 10 Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
Seems too long. You were never far away from me. In my tenderness, my defenselessness.
Number 2.
Your sacrifices.
New release from the Sunday Lounge.
Your arms, your embrace. I feel safe. I feel love's grace. Mother, oh, you are indispensable. You are just beautiful, Mother, oh, you are indispensable. You are just beautiful. You are indispensable. You are just beautiful. You have been a beacon of love. You have been the pillar in my life. You have been a treasure, endless inspiration. Your kindness and prayers give me strength. In your arms, your embrace, I feel safe. I feel life's great mother. You are indispensable. You are just beautiful, mother. You are indispensable. You are just beautiful. 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 You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You're great enough for you. Beautiful. Life for you. I pray for a last mercy for you. I pray for Jannah for you. I pray for a last mercy for you. I pray for Jannah for you. I pray for a last mercy for you. I pray for Jannah for you. I pray for mercy for you. You are indispensable. You are just beautiful.
An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al Ansar News.
Making news this Saturday, 12th of May, the news from Durban 90.4 FM, Pietermaritzburg 105.6 FM. Democratic Alliance DA launches new television advertisement following a row over the previous one. America Monina, the Democratic Alliance, has launched yet another elections TV advertisement following the rejection of its previous one by the national broadcaster SABC during the week. The latest offering was aired for the first time before supporters gathered at the Caris Fountain Stadium in Durban yesterday. Earlier this week, the SABC recommended that the DA amend its election advertisement, which showed the national flag going up in flames. The public broadcaster argued it had encouraged the destruction of national symbols. DA leader John Steenhuisen had this to say on the advertisement.
It's exactly the type of advert that you do in the last 3 weeks of a campaign. It sets out very clearly what the binary is. Here we've got a party that's burning our economy, that's burnt our parliament, that's burning our democratic institutions, and is committing treason every day against the people of South Africa by protecting those who stole this country's fortunes and sold them off to the Guptas, versus a party that is ready for change, a party that is already creating jobs where it governs, a party with a compelling vision about how we're going to lift 2 million people into work, how we're going to lift 6 million people out of poverty, how we're going to make sure that we can get our economy and our country working and energy back into our homes, back into our businesses, and back into South Africa's industry. That is the clear binary choice in this election. You will have the doomsday in which South Africa will be reduced to ashes, or you will have the prospect of an opportunity to embark upon a new trajectory of hope, prosperity and inclusive growth for more South Africans. And that binary cannot be in sharper contrast than displayed in that advert. It also shows just how much is on the ballot paper.
More news now. Former President Thabo Mbeki says he's campaigning because the ANC assured him that they would deliver on their promises. Mbeki had been campaigning in Pietermaritzburg.
I've said to the leadership of the ANC that really we have to, it's not an obligation we owe to any particular individual, we owe it to the people. And we owe it even to the ANC itself. We can't betray the ANC by doing wrong things. No, I've spoken to the leadership and they know my view. I've been insisting that this question of the renewal of the ANC is critical to make sure the ANC becomes of the kind that I'm talking about. And the leadership of the ANC have not said to me, shut up. I'm said, but we have to do this thing. And they said, please, okay, go and campaign. We'll do it, I'm sure.
More news. Local media says there has been no reported cases of avian flu this year. However, the industry is still recovering from the devastating 2023 outbreak. Over 6 million birds had to be culled last year at a cost of around 2 billion rand. The SA Poultry Association says they are optimistic that they are not counting their chickens before they are being hatched. The association says it is working with the Agriculture Department on preventative measures. The NUM is taking the Sibaya Stillwater's decision to cut about 4,000 jobs to the street. The union says the decision is merely a way to maximize profits. The permanent mine workers and 915 contractors face a jobless future. Livowani Mamburu is NUM national spokesperson.
The NUM has decided to embark on a march today after the company has issued Section 189 to retrench 4,000 workers. And we regard this as capitalist barbarism at its best. And our members are expressing their unhappiness. I mean, since this company was founded way back in 2013, it has been retrenching thousands of workers each and every year. And this decision that they took in mid-April last month to retrench 4,000 workers is going to plunge thousands of mine workers, their dependents, communities around these areas into uncertainty and poverty. And that is why the members today, I feel that they have to express their unhappiness to Sibanye by marching to their head office.
ABSA has finally opened. It has opened up its non-banking operations in China. The Asian giant is South Africa's largest trading partner. The bank says this will leverage opportunities offered by the world's second largest economy. Its presence will also better connect trade, investment flows and clients into Africa. Your weather now, it's 19 degrees. Quick reminder of our top story. The Democratic Alliance D has launched yet another elections TV advertisement following the rejection of its previous one by the SABC during the week. That's the news.
Every day's a good day.
Did you hear? Your favorite 24-hour dentist has moved? Crown Dental Studio, offering everything your smile needs, from general to cosmetic dentistry. Female practitioner now available upon request. Call us on 081 207 8621 to schedule your next appointment. Or visit our new studio at 26 McCuton Avenue, Durban North. Crown Dental Studio, your 24-hour dentist.
Advertising pays. Get your business on the map through advertising with Radio Al Ansar, the station with a proven record. Let's check with Simplex Radio to find out the impact on their business by advertising with Radio Al Ansar.
For us, it works very well. Our sales have increased and more people know about our store. I would definitely recommend advertising on Radio Al Ansar anytime.
There you have it. Join the airwaves and take it up to another level. Call us on 031-208-1601 and ask for Fatima Shahina or Faraz Bucks, our consultants. Let your name be heard by thousands of people. Radio Al Ansar, your partner in business.
Radio Al Ansar International, in collaboration with Radio Islam, invite you to an electrifying political debate. Join us on Wednesday, the 15th of May at 7:30 p.m. at Al Ansar Hall at 189 West Road, Overport, to hear directly from the ANC, EFF, DA, and many more as they share their vision for our future. This critical event will be moderated by Yunus Akur, CEO of Al Ansar, and Maulana Suleiman Rawat of Radio Islam. This event is open to the public, so be there and make your voice heard, because remember, every vote counts.
Sunday Lounge. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab. 10 to 12. Latest nasheeds, celebrity artist features.
السلام عليكم اسمع زين حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد.
Events, news from the nasheed world, top 10 countdown. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
Few minutes after 12 o'clock, and we're back to the Sunday Lounge. I always say Sunday Lounge should be going up until Zohar. Dr. Suhaima would normally be between now and 1:45, but she's not in studio today and she's not going to be doing her program. So I'm with you. You're stuck with me for another 40 odd minutes. Alhamdulillah. And then don't forget this afternoon from 3 o'clock onwards, Radio Al Ansar will be live from the King Shaka International Airport with those big flights, the Hujjaj heading out for Hajj. The Labbaik has been called, and for so many of them, they will be gathered at the airports this afternoon. So the Radio Al Ansar team will be there. Siraj Basa and Azmira Kassam will be there to meet those that are heading for Hajj, and we wish them a Hajj Maqbool and Hajj Mabrur, inshallah. So much of nostalgia for those that have previously been on the Hajj. Next year, they'll be sitting and looking at those images and reminiscing on their Hajj. Today's show has been a mom edition, and it's been such a fantastic and fulfilling one. And that's so much of beautiful discussion, and it definitely could go on and on. As we approach the latter end of the show, I want to get some final thoughts from my wonderful guests that I have. I'm going to start from Sumaya. Some of the things we're going to end on a high now, a little bit of positive note. We could go on and on talking about the different things, but your inputs, Sister Shamima Kathri spoke earlier on about. She mentioned somewhere along the line, finding happiness. You've got to be happy. You've got to find contentment. The whole cliche thing about filling your cup and all that, you know how it goes. But at the end of the day, you've got to enjoy what you're doing, because the kids do pick up on it. That energy does rub off onto them, and they do feel it, and they want to see the best version of you at the end of the day. How does Sumaya find happiness? If you could paint that picture for us a little, what it is that you do perhaps to keep your center, to keep your calm, and do you feel that allows you to be a better mom?
For me, I feel it's maintaining a balance in my life. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll still go out, have fun, be with my family, be with my friends and whatever. But it's also, for me, it's being on my musalla. It's making zikr. It's going to places that are spiritually uplifting for me. And I feel when I have that peace within me, I can be a better mother. And also surrounding myself with good people that will remind me of my creator, people that will remind me that I'm good enough the way I am. I don't need to put too much of pressure on myself. So having that in my life helps me become a better person.
I love that. Yeah. And that also leans perfectly into what Laika said earlier as well. And she spoke about the WhatsApp groups, and she mentioned about the little mom community that she has. What for you, Laika, would you say can make or break a mother going forward?
Apart from your support system, if you're blessed to have one, it's, as Sumaya just mentioned, being on your musalla, it makes a big difference. And it's something I actually learned a little bit later in my motherhood journey. That, in the beginning, it's like, no, there's no time to read my salah, or there's no time to read my Quran, and the reality is you feel overwhelmed, and it feels that way. But sometimes when you just make that 10 minutes to do that, it makes a big difference to the next 2 or 3 hours of your day. It helps you center yourself. And then the other thing I realized was my own attitude towards motherhood. That we are also bombarded on social media by how difficult it is to be a mother these days, and how overwhelmed we all are, and how, you have to be a stay-at-home mom, or you have to be a working mom, or breastfeed is best, or we have so many conflicting ideas that are thrown at us. So it's very easy for us to then feel like, oh, I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, or I'm doing a disservice to my children by doing this instead of that. But the reality is we are all doing the best with what we have, and it's okay. It's okay if you want to work, if you need to have a career, or you need it or you want it. It's okay to say that I want to be a stay-at-home mom, but find contentment in your chosen role, whatever that may be.
I love that. So wise. Look at this. What a few hours on a Sunday morning can do. Beautifully said, Laika. I love that. And Shamima, here you're hearing all the wisdom from these younger generations. It's so inspiring, of course. And they definitely play a role. If you compare to politics to an extent that we spoke about it, and we've been speaking about it now leading up to elections, where the older politicians are saying you need to make way for the youth to an extent. The younger politicians have these wider visions, these broader perspectives, and they need to come in to kind of ruffle things a bit, and they need to channel what people have been almost indoctrinated with all these years. Do you see it the same as motherhood, almost the same? Like you have the wisdom of the grannies and the daddies and the nannies, which is there and it's valuable, definitely. But should the modern generation now, should their perspectives be given a certain level of leash or let them go a little bit freedom to an extent?
I think so. There's this image that I've got to be a perfect mom.
Yeah.
You see, in my time, I feel we had it easier because we never had social media pressures. You did what you did, how you did it, you gave them their lunchbox. Let's talk about the lunchbox. Oh my goodness. Okay. Lunchbox was whatever you purchased from Pick n Pay. Firstly, the box itself wasn't 500 Rand. And then what went inside was not these gourmet stuff. My younger daughter, Nabila, took a cheese sandwich every single day for years.
Bless her.
And I like the lunchbox now with my grandkids, there has to be chicken strips, then there has to be chips, then there must be carrots and the cucumber, and then there's the berries. And like sometimes I look at the kids at school and I'm wondering how they're going to have the time to finish all of that. But good, it's lovely, it's healthy, but why have that pressure? If you're happy to do it and you're happy to make a heart-shaped sandwich and a smiley face and put a note in your child's lunchbox, that's
Sweet
wonderful.
man.
However, if you don't do that, that's also fine. So that's where there's that little bit of a difference. But also, there's the similarity. You're doing the same thing. I did the same thing as a mom, and these young moms are doing the same thing. And Laika, sitting here to my left, probably is doing exactly the same thing. But it's being content with where you're at, being happy with what you're doing. And I must just add that, you spoke about filling your cup. I remember being there for the kids, you're spending quality time. But there's a time you just want to be away from everybody. I remember my husband knowing that if I close that room door, that means you'll see to the kids. I just need, a half an hour to myself. And that's where the support comes in. That even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you need that time for yourself, and then do something for yourself like that you enjoy. Yes, we spoke about finding the time for salah, finding the time for Quran and zikr, but a hobby, some activity that you like. I raced around like crazy doing radio, but I did it because I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I feel you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I can see Salma here, with her little one, trying to juggle, trying to balance life. And even the stay-at-home mom will tell you, and maybe Laika can answer that it's also a bit of a challenge. You're juggling something or the other, and then the mom that's working has their challenges as well. I've got a meeting to attend to, but I've got a school meeting to go to, and you got to choose. Sometimes you can make the school meeting, sometimes you can't. And likewise with the stay-at-home mom, you may not get to every activity, and guess what? The children will still thrive. The stay-at-home mom's child and the working mom's child, we see them at school. They're all these wonderful children that thrive in any situation. The children are so resilient. There's the mom guilt, but I can tell you that they all function. They function at their different levels and they're happy.
I love that. It's so beautiful. And you touch on every possible important factor you could even encounter on there. It's been so interesting. And I'm making notes and notes as you're going along as well. But there's something I wanted Shaista to touch on also as we're going to shift to Monli. We're going to shift to Shaista there. Monli is our local cameraman here now. He's moving to Shaista. You've been always an advocate for fitness and wellness and always promoting that and highlighting that. And in general, as a human being, a male, woman, a man or woman, it's important, irrelevant of what you are. But as a mom especially, we spoke about social media, the lunch boxes, of course, but also from a fitness health perspective, your physical appearance, you have that level also where you're comparing yourself to how quick another mom may have lost her weight, or how does that mom look now? How does she look amazing if she's got 5 kids? I mean, have you seen Dr. Baker, Dr. Raisa Abu Baker? She looks ridiculously amazing for a person that just had a toddler and she's got a baby, and her skin, subhanallah, she's amazing. And you see so many such moms, and then you can't help but compare yourself also to an extent, like you want to do all that skincare or you want to take those vitamins, but are you ever going to be that certain way? But how important is taking care of your physical health as well as your mental health as a mom?
So for me, following the example of my mom with healthy eating and with fitness, it's something that I watched her doing growing up. And from those days of aerobic classes that you'd watch on TV with the ladies in leg warmers and leotards, my mom would do those, and up to the point where she had a school meeting yesterday early morning, but managed to still fit in her exercise, and this morning as well. And my healthy eating and my love for healthy food comes from her and watching her eat that way growing up. I hope my kids are listening. They're both here. Maybe that's why I force feed the green juice, so that when they are grown ups, they can be speaking this way about my grandkids. So for me, it isn't about an aesthetic. It isn't about what the aesthetic result is of training or fitness. That's just a lovely byproduct, which we love. But it's what it does for your stress levels. And it's a way of filling my cup for me and my mom as well. Previously, as things got busier, as I became a mom and then ran my own business and now in corporate, I would say whatever it was that filled my cup, be it a coffee date with a friend, be it going to stay at the ocean and ground my feet in the sand, or a visit to the gym, I would say this next 2 weeks is hectic. I can't do any of it. When I'm done with those, busy weeks, I'll then make time for whatever it is. And what usually happened with me is that after that busy spell, I would end up getting sick because my body was in defense mode and just holding on. And I would then just, as soon as the stress was over, I'd be with the flu or whatever it is. But I've really now found times, little pockets of peace in between the madness. So sometimes I would go to gym and just be on a machine for 20 minutes and my friends would say to me, you just got here. But it's all that I can manage. And I know that 20 minutes could have been me scrolling something on social media for 20 minutes, but I managed to get that time in. And I'm so much better for those little pockets. Like Yara and I, we had a slot yesterday to rush out where we could get to the beach, look at the ocean, put our feet in the sand while Yusuf was doing one of his school activities. And ordinarily, he would head back home, right? But that little bit of time in the middle of the madness was just so valuable. And finding what you love doing, figuring that out firstly, and then finding little pockets to do it. Like you guys, my mom and you, Salma, spoke about how much you love radio and you love being on the radio, and that's how you both found time to do it and find time to do it. And be it gym, be it whatever it is, staring at the ocean or doing a yoga class, if you love it, find that time. It's just, it does wonders for you overall as a mom, as whatever other role you play in your life.
Beautiful. I feel like I want to have this whole panel of guests all over again and just do like a live show and have live engagement. I think this is so needed in our community right now. It's discussion that needs. We've touched on such amazing, beautiful, valuable points, from restarting your life all over again to Sumaya giving hope to the moms to say that one day it's eventually going to get easier and you're going to meet your husband again and you're going to reconnect with him again and your kids are going to be free and they're going to be independent. They're not going to be tagging on you much longer, and you'll miss that and you'll want that. Like the mom that sent a message through on WhatsApp, I'm not going to read your entire message out, and you know why, but I'm acknowledging your message, and I think it's personal to yourself. I'm not going to put that on air, but I do hope and pray, inshallah, that you as a mother find peace in your heart and you are reconnected with your son and you're able to make peace with him and he's able to be the son you envisioned him to be, inshallah. And you're able to unify yourselves as a family, and we can only make that dua for you, inshallah. And you as a mother hold the most powerful dua ever. So you continue to turn to Allah that your son will be united with you. I'm sure that will be the case, inshallah. To all those moms, whatever they may be going through, whatever struggles, I would have loved to have talked to preemie moms. That was the idea behind that. Also to Zahira, that was going to be a part of the program, Lubna, that was going to be a part of the program as well, who gave birth, and within minutes, she literally gave birth that afternoon, and we came to see her during the visiting hours, and she walks us out of the ward, and I nearly collapsed because I was due to give birth within the next week or two, and she was going to be the guest today, but typical motherhood would have it, she could not make it. But I wanted her on the program to talk about that, because how strong she was, that she she just walked. She said, okay, let me walk you all out, and we just came to see her. She walked us straight out of the ward after giving birth, and I gave birth 2 weeks later. I could barely move. But it really goes to show what superpowers women do have at the end of the day. I'm going to play this one for you. It's a Dear Mom spoken word, and I'll be back straight after that. It's a beautiful one. Just hear the things he has to say. Spoken word is basically poetry. It's not a nasheed or a song, but hear just his message to moms. Take a listen to this. It's beautiful.
To the woman that loved me before I was born. To the woman that held my heart long before it had formed. To the woman who was left sleepless from dusk until dawn, with weakness upon weakness for 9 months long, telling herself it would all be worth it soon as she rest assured. For when she finally made it through to that hospital ward, it was love at first sight the second she saw me. I mean, she's a type that would give up her only slippers just to make sure that my toes were warm. See, she would always favor me despite the fact she always needed it more. She would wake up early every single morn to stand freezing in the cold, hanging up the clothes we had worn, standing at the stove for hours, cooking bowls of food we would swarm. And whenever we weren't home, her heart would be torn. I mean, she could never ever sleep whenever we were gone. She would stay up all night next to the phone, although I would never call. So she sends me text messages, please, I can't sleep, just let me know that you're safe and secure. And whenever I was sick, she would always know what was the cure. I mean, the love she gave to me was the best medicine that was pure. A prescription of tea, honey, and handmade lemonade. What more could I ask for? Alhamdulillah. Oh, praise to the Lord. You did it all for me and not once ever asked for a reward. I mean, I still remember the nights when I was small. I could never go to sleep until I would call to you out from the bedroom door. Ghattini wa bawsini. Tuck me in and kiss me, please, and you would always be there for sure. See, the love you gave to me for all these years, it's impossible to ignore. I love you, Ya Ummah. And I'm sorry I've never told you all this before. I'm sorry for everything, Mom. I'm sorry for it all. I'm sorry for leaving you as soon as you taught me how to crawl. I'm sorry for saying oof every time you would ask me to complete a simple chore. It doesn't make me less of a man to give you a hand whenever your arms get sore. I'm sorry again and again for all the promises I fell short. And I'm sorry I can't give you the life you wish for, the car you dreamt of and the countries you wish to explore. But most of all, I'm sorry for all the pain that I caused. For the nights you didn't sleep and for all those missed calls. For all the fights we had and for all the broken walls. The dirty room with the messy floors and for the clothes that weren't packed back into their drawers. And for all the sacrifices you made that I never once ever recalled. Like when you became my mother, it meant that you had to move away from yours. I know how much you love her and miss her, and I know it cuts you deep like a sword. But if it was up to me, I'd let you see her as much as I can afford. So I promise to make it up to you and become the son that you've always adored from now on. So forgive me. Forgive me for it all. Forgive me for everything I've ever done. Ever since I was young, stupid, and dumb, just looking to have fun. Dear Mom, I love you. I love you. I promise to never put anybody else above you, nor let anybody come in between. And even if I get married, I promise you will always be my queen. Because there's no words in this world that can let you know how much you really mean to me. Nor is there anywhere in this world that I could ever repay you. So instead I pray every day for you, that Allah has mercy on you, the same way you had mercy on me. And I have one last request for you before you leave, please. Since Allah put paradise beneath your feet, please ask Allah to let paradise be the place where we finally meet. Ameen.
Salam, I'm Samiha Horeini from Palestine.
To the woman that loved me,
Activist with an youth group called Youth of Sumud, Youth of Steadfastness. We are here together with Shamsan. We will be taking you to the heart of the struggle where we live in the South Hebron Hills in the West Bank. We will be screening our award-winning documentary Sarura, The Future is Unknown Place, that follows out activist group as we confront the violent settler community and military occupation forces. Join us for this in Durban at Ansar Hall Tuesday, 14 May at 5:45 for 6 p.m.
Radio Al Ansar's Hajj Farewell live broadcast. Join us for a live broadcast from King Shaka Airport as we bid farewell to the Hujjaj this Sunday, the 12th of May at 3:30 and 5:30 in the afternoon. A live broadcast from King Shaka International Airport. Join us as we bid farewell to the Hujjaj only on Radio Al Ansar.
Discover our new range of exotic perfumes, ouds and bukhur, straight from Dubai, now available at Wonder Dates. We stock a wide selection of Nabil and Chris Adams fragrances, perfect for your unique lifestyle. But that's not all. We also cater to your Islamic lifestyle needs with prayer mats, tasbeehs, dua stickers, bukhur burners and mizwaks. Looking for herbal capsules and essential oils? Look no further. Experience the beauty of Wonder Dates. Shop now and elevate your senses.
Sunday Lounge. The Sunday Lounge. With Salma Kazi Wahab, 10 to 12. Latest machines. Celebrity artist features. Events. News from the machine world. Top 10 countdown. The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
It's just struck 12:30 and wrapping up the Sunday Lounge now. I'm going to get final words and final dedications and final messages from our gorgeous, I'm going to call them now my panel of guests that we have here. This is the motherhood panel across all generations and different fields and perspectives. It's been incredible, very enlightening, very amazing, and very real at the same time also. Sumaya, you mentioned something before we went to break about the moms that have lost their moms. Mm-hmm. Of course, I can only imagine how this program must have been. We had a message, one or two messages from listeners who did not have their moms. Also moms that maybe are far away. So many of them have now relocated, living in Australia and having to leave their moms. We had the discussion not too long ago, my husband and I, about certain places in the world we would love to be in or work in or live in. And then the thought just crosses your mind for a split second, not having mom there. And then I'm spoiled when Shai Shaista mentioned earlier how you would cook for her or something or the other. And my mom, till now, if I'm leaving the house, will come running behind me with patkos and she'll pack it. Whatever's on the table, even if she takes it in secret. Well, now everybody knows. But like she'll take whatever's there in the fridge or whatever's in the table. She puts like a little doggy bag for me, like, here, take it or go home, and I'll enjoy it. And she just knows it. She'll know, even if I say, no, I don't need, she'll send it. Whatever's there, that pie or samosa or whatever that she knows I love and like. And even though at this age of mine, she will still come pick me up to take me for a drive with the kids when she knows I need it. And she'll say, I've got a few minutes. I'll just take you. Where do you want to go through a drive-through? What do you want to do? So bless her for that. Give her the longest life. And to those, I'm sure they miss their moms at this point in time. What would be your final words? Any messages you would like to send out to anybody? Any personal tribute or any advice, considering your mind is flowing today?
We're on a roll on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. You know what? I've had good influences. I've had a good mom and I had a good mother-in-law. I have a good mom and a good mother-in-law. And may Allah Ta'ala bless them and keep them this way always, inshallah. And no, I just want to say heads up, well done to all mums, and also those that take a place of a mum. You know, that if kids don't have mums, they've got the aunts that take care of them or the grandparents that take care of them. And also the mums, I know we're trying to leave it on a good, happy spot, but let's not forget the mums in Gaza, in Rafah, you know, in Palestine.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget them today and keep them all in our du'as as well, you know. But alhamdulillah, to all the mums out there, you know what, you guys are doing a good job. Don't overthink it. Just be yourself and just have patience. Sabr. Sabr is very important.
Absolutely. The famous word, sabr. Like your final words for you.
Well, I just have two things.
Sure.
The first is something we touched on earlier on where we spoke about boundaries. And yes, people will try to cross those boundaries and they will have opinions on everything that we do, especially the older generation in our family. And, you know, we get so irritated when we meet them. We spoke about this. But something my mom advised me, and this is actually a Mother's Day shout out to her, was that you don't have to respond to everything. People are going to share their opinion. They're going to share their thoughts. You can just smile and say, inshallah, and move on with your life.
Yeah.
That's it. It keeps the peace between families. It makes them happy. And
maintain the respect.
And you keep your boundary.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm learning now, what all of the moms here have mentioned today, is take that time for yourself to do something you love. I didn't for so long. And you grow a bit bitter and resentful towards your children, towards your husband, towards yourself. And it's unnecessary. It really is unnecessary. Motherhood is overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be all the time.
Yeah.
What's the best way to eat an elephant? Bite by bite. That's motherhood. So that's
some elephants. Some of us are eating. That much I can tell you. And Shamima, what would you say, honestly, when you look now, your daughters are doing amazing, alhamdulillah, but each in their own way, and all of us as well. If you were to offer us any advice now that we were to venture out and conquer the world with.
I think mums and the daughters and, you know, with your children, the main thing is make beautiful memories. You know, they're not going to remember the time you shouted. Well, they might remember some of them, but when you find the time to make that memory, you were speaking about your mom taking you for a drive. In 20 years' time, you're still going to remember that. Something that made you feel special. And like I spoke about, you know, choosing your battles and, you know, when the older person in the family gives you advice. I always told my children the power of the word G. Somebody tells you something and you're really annoyed because you know they're talking a whole lot of hogwash. G. It works like a bomb. Young mums, learn it. When mom's telling you something, when mom-in-law is telling you something, just remember that we're speaking through years and years of experience. I know you guys got everything different now. I mean, the book, I can't do this because the book doesn't say I must do it. I heard you talking earlier about it, and I remember going crazy about the book. I mean,
it's the app now.
Yeah, wait. What was
the book? Was when I was
what was the book
kids,
called?
right?
What was the book? What to expect when you're expecting.
Yeah.
Okay. So Shaista had a book and she had it highlighted, and my sister-in-law and I would laugh at her and say, "Oh, okay, you're not doing it by the book anymore." And then things progress when Nabila had an app. And she still tells me, oh, well, you're only supposed to start feeding at that age and you're only supposed to be doing that at that age. And I said, what absolute nonsense. We did it. Look at my children.
Yeah,
look at my children. My children are fine. And they'd have something to say. But to the moms, you're doing a fantastic job. You do the best you can with what you have. If you're going to compare yourself with that lunchbox you're going to see on social media, I promise you that mom's not doing it every day. She's posted that just for that day. If you do that once in your child's entire schooling career, well done and kudos to you. But you do what makes your family happy and just make these beautiful memories that you make with your children, so that when your children are grown up, they can talk about it and they learn. I mean, so often Shaista or Nabila will say to me, oh my goodness, they'll say to each other, we sound just like mommy.
It happens.
It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. Thank you so much, Salma, for having me on your program.
Such a pleasure.
It's brought back beautiful memories.
I can only imagine. Won't be the last. You'll be back again. I can be rest assured you're going to get a phone call soon. Somebody saying, you need to come back on. Inshallah. Shaista, your words for us. You've got kids at a beautiful age now. They're not quite teens yet, but almost there. And it's such a critical age also, because they're at such an impressionable age now, where there's so much going on in their minds. They're watching everything change, everything develop. You change, you grow, you develop. And while Mondi, my cameraman, is busy sitting up here on the side, he's trying to get too much going on, too much tension for Mondi today. The studio has been busy, alhamdulillah. But Shaista, your words at this very critical age of their life, pre-teens, what are some of your hopes and your visions as a pre-teen mom?
Yeah, so they are preteens, a lot more civilized than their toddler years. We now get to go on coffee dates together, enjoy good food, which we love, and things are a lot more civilized. So I'm saying this because to the mums who have littler ones, it seems like it's never going to come a time where you can sit and have a decent meal together and enjoy each other's company. But I'm grateful that I'm at that age now with my kids where we get to enjoy that. My mom spoke a lot about memories, and for me, and even when I'm with my colleagues at work or friends, we'd be speaking about something or a song or whatever it is, or driving past somewhere, and immediately I'm triggered off a memory of my childhood. And it hit me that it's those same memories and same moments now that I'm going through or my children are experiencing with me, that's going to be their core memories very soon. So again, coming back to quality time and coming back to creating those moments that your kids are going to remember when they are grown-ups and they are parents one day. And then the other thing I can just say, my last little piece of advice is that we really need to, as moms or as women, give up the superwoman syndrome. We cannot be everything. We cannot have a thriving job, career, an entrepreneur in whatever business. We cannot be the super mom. We cannot be the super daughter, spouse, whatever it is. Something's got to give. Like you spoke about not taking that time for yourself, right? And what it did for you. How important that is. And accepting help, because you probably didn't take that time for you, like I didn't take for myself when my kids were really little, because I wanted to do a lot myself. I would rather change the nappy myself and not get help at home to assist with that. Or Salma, like the listeners need to know this. Salma ran out to do a nappy change. And the technician is saying to her, you aren't going to make it in 3 minutes. And she was like, yes, I will. And she did.
Shout out to you, Salma.
Absolutely. But taking and accepting help, be it from paid help, be it from our lovely nannies that assist us so much. But we need to understand that we can't, if we want to do everything or do more, we need to let go of that being perfect at everything. And I think when you let go of that, you yourself are happier, and then are a happier person, mum, and all of it.
I think that's incredible. Beautiful words. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was Shaista Kathri that joined us in studio today, along with her mum, Shamima Kathri, who had been long history with Radio Al Ansar as well. We were also joined by Laika Rahim Ismail, who is also another wonderful mom, former educator, and also runs a side business from home. And then you've got Sumaya Ghafoor that joined us as well, married 24 years, also stay-at-home mom with 3 beautiful kids, 2 of which have done their hifz already, and we assume that the third will follow suit, inshallah. And we wish them lots of barakah, inshallah, in their journeys and wherever you may be in your motherhood journey as well. May Allah make it easy for you, grant you lots of barakah and ease and comfort and self-assurance in all that you do, inshallah, to make it possible for you. And less nappy changes for me. Please hope I'm trying to potty train my son so desperately. So keep your du'as for me, inshallah. But so I've heard the boy potty training process, another topic for another day. But inshallah. A listener did request, Happy Mother's Day. Please send me details of the poet that you played, and inshallah I will be able to see. This is motherhood right here. He just cut his finger right now. There we go, bleeding finger, right on live on radio. Life of a mother, I tell you, it just does not end. He's showing the blood to Shaista now. We've just got to improvise. Okay, the details of the poet that I played. Okay, I don't know his name, but if you search on YouTube, you can search Dear Mom spoken word and you'll find it. I loved it and I felt it was so apt for today, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it as well. I'm going to wrap up with 2 songs. One was requested, So Soon by Mahir Zain, and that is going to immediately lead into Hafiz Rashid Qazi, who has, when I put the word out about a mom song that anyone loved or enjoyed, he said, this is the one. And of course, I said, I don't want to make people cry from the beginning now. So if you know Hafiz Rashid and the type of songs that he does, this was written by my grandmother, my daddy, and she wrote Maa Ki Qadmon Mein Jannat Hai. So it's definitely one that if you are even the least bit emotional, you can close your ears now. But we're going to end off with him today as he sings about Jannat being under the feet of the mother. So you're going to hear Mahir Zain, So Soon. Where is it? Let me press play. We're going to hear So Soon, and then you're going to go into this mouse is not working, Monty. So Soon by Mahir Zain. My mic is on. I'm away. My mice, all these mice, there's like 4 or 5 different mouses in the studio. But yeah, it's been wonderful being in your company. It's a mom's edition of the Sunday Lounge, and I look forward to being in your company tomorrow on the social network, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, sitting in for Zahir Basa. I'll speak to you then. This is So Soon by Mahir Zain, and then we'll go into Hafiz Rashid Qazi, Maa Ki Qadmon Mein Jannat Hai. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Don't forget, we're broadcasting, meeting the Hujaj at the airport this afternoon. Their flight is at 3:30, I think, and 5:30. Big flights. If you want to come, get some extra duas, hug them tight, and make sure that they remember you there on the plains of Arafah, inshallah. Have a blessed Mother's Day to everybody. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My name, and I remember all the stories you told me. I miss the time you were around. I miss the time you were around. But I'm so grateful for every moment I spent with you, 'cause I know life won't last forever. You went so soon.
Number 1.
So soon. You left
Salma Ghazi on Radio Al Ansar.
so soon. I have to move on, 'cause I know it's been too long. I gotta stop the tears, keep my faith and be strong. I'll try to take it on.
सोचो क्या अज़मत है, कोई समझे या ना समझे, माँ के कदमों में जन्नत है, माँ के कदमों में जन्नत है, रुतबा कितना आला, रातों को वो जागी है, رونے نہ دیا ہم کو، خود آنسو بہائے ہیں، راتوں کو وہ جاگی ہے، جب جب بھی ہم روئے ہیں، رونے نہ دیا ہم کو، خود آنسو بہائے ہیں۔ یہ پیار کا رشتہ ہے، کیسی یہ محبت ہے، کوئی سمجھے یا نہ سمجھے، ماں کے قدموں میں جنت ہے، ماں کے قدموں میں جنت ہے۔ لا الہ الا اللہ پڑھ پڑھ کے سلایا ہے، محمد رسول